please you. I'ma call you Chevy, you my little boo. Every time I call on you, you fall through. And you don't never tell them what we going through. To keep it real, don't really care what they say about you. Every time we fucking give me deja vu. Boy, you got me tripping, think I fell for you. This pussy make you think I put a spell on you. Yeah, I know they tell you stories, but you never gon' believe them. Boy, you know I'm petty, but you never give me reasons. Fuck them other bitches, they can never come between us. Boy, you give me fevers, please don't ever leave us. Days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. And I feel way better when I'm with you. Days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. But I feel way better when I'm with you.
I protect you when you with me, no protection when I'm in it. I see that you got ambition, now Julio got you litty. I'm a factor in my city, I can never trust too many. It's easy to see, but when all of my jewelry pieces in.
Was good.
Oh, you petty, I'm cocky, confident what I call it. I got you, she know I want it. I honestly just been stalling. Name your price, I can afford it. Look at that ass, she know I bought it. Take my advice and keep it cordial. We don't fight, but we might argue. Get them days they go without you when I'm with you, feeling more. Remember days I used to want you, now I got you in the store. I can take you out the country, get Bottega if you want it. I pull out a baby, it get even colder. Cause without you, all my
days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. And I feel way better when I'm with you. Days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. But I feel way better when I'm with you. You got it leaking on ya, grabbing on my neck when I be freaking on ya. I can never picture me cheating on ya. Boy, you thorough as shit and you got me feeling for ya. When I couldn't pay the bills, you just stepped up. And it's crazy, I ain't even had to ask ya. I gotta tell you that you really is a blessing. You made me smile every time that I was stressing. You never lied and you never even messed up. Through it all, you never seen an exit. I gave a fuck about them bitches, they just extra. We fell in love, it was never under pressure. Baby, tell me what it is that you've been doing to me lately. Never call me bitch, yeah, you always call me your lady. Queen Bee, Jay-Z, fucking me all crazy. Fuck around a couple months, I might just have your baby. Days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. And I feel way better when I'm with you. Days are cold without you. Boy, you know my days are cool. While I'm with you. But I feel way better when I'm with you.
It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast. How everybody feeling this evening? I go by the name of Scion919. I'm excited about today's show. She's in the building, public figure, published model. Yes, indeed, the one and only Just.India is in the building. Y'all, I'm about to bring her to the stage. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yo, I'm excited about today's show. I'm definitely excited about you being here. For the people that may be watching, let's let them know where you're from.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, originally.
Okay, so you're from Big Memphis. So what was that like as a child growing up in Memphis? Tell me what that your memories were.
It was pretty fun. I had a lot of friends. I still have a lot of friends.
Okay, all right.
Just growing up in the neighborhood.
Right.
I grew up with my grandmom, so I had a pretty sheltered life.
Okay, so she didn't play that. Growing up, she didn't play that too much.
No.
So let me ask you, as a child, what were some of your first introductions to fashion?
Actually, I didn't really have too many introductions to fashion. I used to watch a lot of America's Next Top Model growing up. I watched that a lot. And I don't know, I kind of got inspired from that, I guess, because there was so many different women. So I always felt like I looked different and unique, but I didn't embrace my beauty until I got older. As a kid, no.
Right. It was totally different. So was you like more like a tomboyish? What was going on as a kid?
Yeah, I was a pretty big tomboy. Definitely a tomboy through high school.
Right.
Yeah, Hamilton High School. I went there. Shout out to Hamilton. Graduated from there 2010. I was definitely a tomboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Not dressing pretty, wearing makeup, none of that.
none of that back then.
Nah.
Okay. So you growing up, you're in Memphis, right?
Mm,
You're not into the fashion then.
no.
So tell me, did you ever think that you would be where you are now back then?
No.
What what was your original plan? What did you plan on doing?
Okay, so originally, like in middle school, we used to do this, preparing for the next step. We would, they would always take all the eighth graders and take us to the library, and we had to fill out this little paper. And on my paper, I put doctor/model.
Wow.
Clearly, I'm not a doctor.
Right.
But,
So
I did get into the modeling, so that was pretty interesting. But I wouldn't expect myself to be where I am right now.
right. So life has a way of working itself out. So now you're in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about high school. What was high school like for you?
Okay. I changed schools about 3 times.
Right.
My 9th grade year, I attended White Station. My 10th grade year, I transferred and I went to Melrose. After Melrose, I transferred. I was there for maybe a semester, and then I transferred from Melrose to Hamilton High, which are rivalry schools.
Wow.
So I was a golden wildcat at first, and then I turned into a blue wildcat.
Wow, in the same year.
A lot of my friends, they were pretty upset about it because they were like, "Why are you going over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not me. I'm sorry. Life happens. It's my mom." So that was pretty interesting. But high school was fun. I did skip school a lot my 12th grade.
You say you skipped a lot of school in the 12th
a lot
grade.
my 12th grade.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So let me ask you. All right. So for the people that they may not be familiar with Memphis. They may have never been. What is the environment like out there? What is it like in Memphis?
Well, I'm one to stay in the house a lot. If I'm not in the house, I'm at work.
Right.
Or somewhere in another city or country.
Right.
But Memphis, it depends on where you at. Just like any city, it could be violent, it could be calm, peaceful.
Right.
It could be fun, and other times it could be very boring. It's just like any other city, honestly.
Right. That's a fact right there. So now you're in high school, you're doing your thing. After high school, what happened next?
Okay. After high school, I actually went immediately after college. I was so ready to go. I did not want to waste no time. That summer, I was like, I'm so ready to go. I wish I could leave. I was wishing that I could have left like right after I graduated.
Right.
But it didn't work that way. I had to wait, of course, and then that August of when did I go to 2010? Yeah, 2010. Yeah. I went to school, and my freshman year of college was wild.
Wow. Okay.
It was
So
very wild.
all right, let's park right here. So you leave Memphis, you go to Jackson.
Yes, I went to Lane College in Jackson.
Okay. So you leave Memphis, the family, everybody's in Memphis.
Yeah.
You're in Jackson.
Yep.
Tell me what that first year was like. Not even the first year. Let's talk about the first month with this freedom. What was going through your mind?
I did everything under the sun.
Right, because you got the freedom now.
Okay, so the first month of school, it was interesting. You know, you just getting there. You have to figure out your classes, what you want to do. I studied sociology because I chose sociology because it was a very broad aspect of things that I could do with it. I wasn't really thinking about modeling at all. Honestly, it wasn't even on my mind then.
Right.
And Yeah, I chose sociology, and I just prepared myself for school, and I got all my classes. That was like preparing myself that first month.
Right.
Once I got into classes, started meeting people, and then I started seeing these ABC parties and these flyers. We would get flyers for parties like every day, and I'm like, oh my god.
Wow.
Then I went to one of my first parties, my first ABC party. ABC party is anything but clothes party.
Oh wow.
That was my first one, and
Wow.
it was wild. Of course, I had on clothes, but it was wild.
Right. So okay. All right. Anything but clothes party. Let's talk about what when you say that. What type of party? Is this like people dancing, or is this like an intimate? What type? What is this? What's
Yeah, it was
going on?
just like uh, if anybody's been to college, then you know how the college parties would be.
Right.
But um, it was very interesting. That was my first time I saw sororities and fraternities strolling through the clubs, and I'm like,
Right.
what are they doing? And one of my friends was like, you better move back because the Q dogs, they don't care. They will push you out the way, and I'm like, okay, let's just back up.
Right.
You had to always be aware, like when they was coming through, baby, they will knock you over, push you out the way. Get out the way. So I learned that my first college party. Get out the way.
Get out the way. So now the fraternities are coming through. They're doing their thing. The parties are off the hook.
Yes.
You're away from home.
Yes.
So how did you balance getting this sociology degree in the nightlife? How did you keep it in the road, making that transition? Because now it's just you.
I was pretty responsible. I can't lie. I was pretty responsible. What I used to do, I would do all my work because they would give you your syllabus. So I would do all my work on the syllabus, and then like the rest of the semester, I would play around because
Right.
I've already done everything. I wouldn't go to class, but my grades were A1 because I've already did everything. So balancing it wasn't really an issue for me. I am a procrastinator.
Wow.
So some of those papers, like, I mean, I like to write, so doing the papers wasn't really an issue for me, and it was just my procrastination. I learned like I can't keep procrastinating and then I have a paper due the next morning,
Right.
and I'm going to a party that night.
It ain't gonna work.
It didn't always work out, but I'm like, but it worked out pretty fine. Like I didn't have any issues, and I passed.
That's the most important thing. You passed, and you're balancing the two. You're doing both. You're doing the school. You're partying. Okay, so how did that fraternity life influence you? Now that you've been exposed to it, you see it in the party. What's going through your mind at this time?
So when I first saw the fraternities and sororities, I was really intrigued by it. I thought that it was pretty cool. I was like, okay, I like this. I don't know what I want to do, but this is interesting. And I didn't really, look into it or anything like that. And but my second year, I kind of ended up being in a Kappa pageant.
Wow.
And with the Kappa pageant, after I did the Kappa pageant, I became Miss Beta Lambda. And after that, I was approached by one of the noobs, and he was like, well, I want you to, he basically asked me if I wanted to become a Kappa Diamond. And I was like, what is that?
Right.
Because I didn't know anything about organizations like that. And I'm like, what is that? Because it's not part of Divine Nine. So like it's not AKA or Delta or any other sorority like that. I'm like, so he explained it to me, and it just kind of went from there.
Wow. Okay. So now, when you're in the pageant, is this your first time actually doing modeling, or you was already doing photo shoots and stuff, or did you just jump right into pageant?
I had been doing random photo shoots with my friend. He introduced me to modeling my freshman year, and we would like do these random shoots all over campus and off campus. And this one time, we actually got in trouble because we had a shoot. He wanted to do a shoot in the gym after hours when it was closed.
Right.
So, and we got caught. We got caught doing the shoot. And and it was like 8 of us, I think. And he was like, we ended up going to his office, and he had like this really long talk with us. And luckily, one of my friends was related to the president.
Wow.
So we didn't get kicked out.
Right.
That was a blessing because we was like, we was just taking pictures, but you weren't supposed to be doing that.
Wow.
But that's really where it started from.
Okay, so you're doing the photo shoots with the friends.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you? Because there's a certain confidence in doing just taking pictures and modeling. There's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did it take you to get or were you automatically photogenic, or did you have to work at it? Did you get training, or did you self-taught?
I've never had training. Everything was self-taught. My friend, of course, he walked me through like, you need to be looking into the light. You need to be wherever the light is. Wherever the light is. That's all I remember. You always look to the light. So
right.
And he would help me. So yeah, I guess you kind of can say I had a little training, but mainly it was I'm just a photogenic person. It kind of comes natural. And it's so weird because sometimes I don't even feel photogenic at all. And my friend, he would be like, "Girl, this is bomb." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Wow. So you're talking when you're looking back at the after it's over?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So,
right. But okay, so let me ask you, so what are some of your fondest memories in the beginning? Like, so now you're doing the photo shoots. You don't have the experience that you have now. Mm-hmm. So back then, when you first started, what was the difference looking back now? What are some of those memories in your first shoots?
It was way different when I first started because I was surrounded around friends. So it was always a fun thing. Excuse me. Now when I do, it's still fun when I do photo shoots because I have great photographers. They're so much fun to be around, and it's laid back and chill. I just don't have as many friends around anymore. But I kind of lost it there. What you say?
We were talking about some of your memories in the beginning, like the ones that stand out the most in your early photo shoots with your friends.
My first photo shoot was perfect. So we had this one shoot with my friend. He was like, India, we about to do a shoot. It was nighttime. And he was like, okay, you finna get in the back of this old Camino.
Wow.
Okay, take your shirt off and do like this. And I was like, Nevy, oh my God, like, are you serious right now? And he's like, look, we finna get this done. And I remember because we didn't have lighting, like we didn't have real lighting.
Right.
So my friend had my friends had like phones, like with the flashlight on.
Right.
And he had like this really hot lamp that we could plug up or whatever, and it would get so hot. Oh my God. But the El Camino was his cousin's. And it didn't work. It was broken down.
Right.
But we still did the shoot in it. And it came out so beautifully. Like you wouldn't even have expected that. And I'm like, oh my God. That was like probably one of my favorite shoots that we did.
Wow.
And
okay.
It was awesome. And I still love that picture that I have from back then. I wish I had it printed out, but I don't. But that was probably like one of my favorite pictures.
Okay, so after that, because you said some of them that you're saying you didn't like, so now you see this one, and it's like, yo, I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with this. Like, I like, and then it's fun. I like it. Was it that at that moment where you wanted to do more? Did you get the photo bug? Then it's like, yo, now I'm ready to do shoots. Or how did that happen?
Yes. After that shoot, I think that's when actually one of the professors at the college, he used to take all the school photos, and he was like, I want to help you build your portfolio because, I've seen some of your work with Nevy, and I'm like, okay, I don't mind, it's me still, I wasn't thinking, of modeling or anything like that. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll build a portfolio, I might need it eventually. Right. So, I just working more often, doing shoots with random people, and so people just started reaching out to me like, I want to do a shoot with you, or I want you to do this, or I want you to wear this, or I need you to do this. And I'm just like, where are these people coming from? Right. At some point, I'm like, okay, do I get paid for this at any point? Right. Right. Like, y'all just get my pictures. Do I get paid for this?
Wow. So,
it was a fun experience.
All right. So at this point, right? So now you're getting people, they're hitting you up. You're doing it now. Now it's starting to transition from hobby It's your profession.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now you're like, yo, where's the money? All right, I'm doing all this. But let me ask you, okay. So in this process where you're doing you're learning, kind of like honing your craft,
Mm-hmm.
what are some things that you struggled with in the beginning? Like what were some of the hardest things you had to overcome?
Um, I I would probably oh wow. I probably like when I started doing certain shoot, some people I didn't really feel comfortable with.
Right.
So and I really didn't know how to. I didn't know the monologue behind modeling.
Right.
I didn't know anything about it. So at a point, I felt like I'm just getting used for my face.
Wow.
I think people just want to put my face on in their stuff, and I'm just like I just kind of let it go and just kind of focus on regular working.
Right.
So I went a while without doing anything, and
Right.
it was just dormant. And
Sure.
so I had to overcome the fact that you can't always expect to get paid immediately.
Right.
I had to overcome that because it's not that easy. It doesn't really happen like that. How people think it happens, it don't happen like that.
Right. And that's what I wanted to get into next. Because a lot of people, they, especially a lot of girls, they want to get into the modeling industry. Let's break down some of the misconceptions. Like you said, like they think it's just going to happen overnight and this stuff is going to happen. What are some of the misconceptions that people have about the modeling industry?
Okay, so I started in college, so and I'm 29 now. So I've been modeling or I've been perfecting this I've been progressing over 10 years.
Right.
So it was, like I said, it wasn't immediate. It wasn't like I just really wanted to do it. It was like it was more of it was a hobby that became professional, and I just had to realize like I had to be patient.
Right.
And I couldn't expect the most out of it, but I just stayed focused on working pretty much.
Right.
And after that, after I left college, I stayed in Jackson for another 3 years, maybe after I graduated, and
Right.
I still continue to do photo shoots here and there, but it didn't get sweet until last year.
Okay, so
It took a while for somebody to see my face, but I always said somebody gonna see my face and they're gonna be like, I want to pay you to do this, and I'm
right.
still waiting on that big moment. But it just comes when it comes. You can't expect it to happen overnight because it's not, and it's you can get you can easily your modeling if you're around the wrong people, around the wrong crowd, you can easily get pulled into something else.
Right.
So you want to be very mindful about that too, because you never know what a person really want to do with your pictures.
That's a solid point right there. And that's another thing. So all right, with the pressure of the industry, the modeling industry. It's some people that want it. Like this is their passion. They live it, they breathe it. Like some people might have that passion for basketball, rap. But it's some women that have this passion for modeling, like that's what I'm gonna do. And then it almost becomes like a mental health issue in certain parts, depression. Some may even get desperate.
Yeah. Um, I think that comes from like I said, you can be pulled into the wrong people. Like some
Right.
people, they will tell you, hey, you have to pay this, and this to be a model. You don't have to pay anything to be a model.
Wow.
You don't have to pay anybody. Pay them for what? They want your pictures.
Right. Right.
So a lot of women are misled by photographers or agencies. You don't have to be in an agency to be a model. I thought the same thing.
Right.
You do not have to be in an agency to be a model.
Wow.
And most agencies actually reach out to people.
Right, because like you said, they want you to work for them.
Right.
So for the people that may be watching, they may want to be a model one day. What advice would you give them? And even like you said, you don't need an agency. What are some things that people have the misconception of? You got to do this, and you realize like, no, that's not true, or it's going to be this way, and then you get there and it's like, no, it's not. So,
I would say just keep doing what you're doing. Like keep perfecting your craft because it could be one picture that could just take you sky high. You know what I'm saying? Or you might just end up in the agency. Like I had this one person, this one guy. I went out to California, and this was recent. It was maybe 2 years ago, I think. And he has an agency, and I can't remember the agency name, but I did the photos. It was cool. It was great. It was fun. But a part of me felt like he to me he felt too. He wanted to be too close to me, and I'm like, I wasn't feeling it. The vibe. I'm real big on vibe, and I really wasn't feeling his vibe after, because he wanted me to stay with him like literally all day long. Literally all day long.
Controlling almost.
Even after the shoot, he still wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm ready to go to my bed. Like we're not doing anything else. Like what else? What else is there to talk about? Like you got the pictures, I got my pictures, and then we like went out to eat, and it was nothing wrong with that. But you're supposed to be, if you wanted to be my manager, just be my manager. You don't have to like. I mean, it's cool to be my friend and stuff like that, but it felt the vibe felt kind of weird to me. And then, like the day after, I think I was leaving, and I ended up staying one more day, but I told him that I was leaving, and he ended up sending these crazy messages about how I was lying and some other stuff. I don't know. And what was his name? Something Robinson. That was his name.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to say his name. Robinson. Yeah, it was
Robinson.
I
remember his last name was Robinson or something like that. But like he had a legit agency and he had other things that he was doing. Like he had multiple businesses. But the vibe between us just kind of felt weird to me. So I just kind of didn't really go with it. Like after that shoot, I was just done with it. It just felt weird to me, so I was like, no, I'm passing.
I feel you on that. So, yeah, that's definitely So, what are some red flags to look for that you learned over the years? What are some red flags?
Some of the red flags that I got from people were I don't know, because like I said, I go off vibe. So I didn't really see too many red flags like going into the modeling, or because of course I started with my friends, so of course I didn't see any red flags. It was more of like as I got older, it would just, if I didn't vibe with that person, or if it felt like they wanted me to I had like some people that wanted me to do nude shoots, and I'm like, I'm not big on that. I'll do implied nude, but I ain't about to do no nude dude. Like I'm not a porno type model. Like I don't want to do that. And you got some photographers, they'll be like, okay, well, I want you to do this. I'm not gonna do that. So you have to let them know like what you really want to do, because some of them, they're trying to take advantage of your creativity or put their own creativity on it, and it's just like, how did this even happen? Then you end up with your picture somewhere.
Right. And that's another thing right there. So let me ask you, with it being so wide of a spectrum of the modeling and photography, which ones do you enjoy, and what themes inspire you? How do you come up with the inspirations for your themes to do these shoots? Like I like swimsuit, or I like fantasy. I like, what lane do you like? What's your favorite?
I think I like implied nude. I like regular like fashion shoots.
Right.
Those are fun, and um, I definitely like random shoots. I don't know if I just said that, but just my inspiration. I can find stuff like on Pinterest. I'll look up stuff on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to try this. Or yeah, I got like a whole vision board of stuff on Pinterest
Right.
where it's like stuff I just want to do that I haven't done yet. So that's really where I get um my ideas from. Pinterest
Okay.
is the thing.
You said it's a thing.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Wow.
For real, you can find whatever you need on Pinterest.
Oh wow. So let me ask you, how many photo shoots do you think you've done?
Ooh, I don't know. I've
Right.
done a lot of photo shoots over the years. I definitely have not been counting.
Yeah, would it be, you know what I'm saying? Would it be about 50, 100 some more, or
Probably around 50 to 100 photo shoots. Probably a little bit more than that.
right? Okay. So, what things did you learn on the photo shoots to make yourself more comfortable? How did you get in your zone? And now, how did you pick which photographers you work with and which photographers you didn't?
One thing I love being in front of the camera. Don't know why. It's like a thing now because I gained that confidence. Like modeling gives you confidence.
Right.
Like after you see those final prints, it's like that's me. That's really me. So you get that confidence from there. And as far as photographers, of course, I started with my friend, and he's still one of my photographers.
Wow.
And my photographer that I have now, Glide, shout out to him. He's awesome. Like I met him on Facebook, Instagram, not Facebook, Instagram, through Instagram, because my Instagram is like out there.
Right.
So just meeting with them and vibing with them, like that's how I built a bond with them. And like my friend is in LA, so I'm trying to go back out there to go do another shoot with him now. But of course, with Corona going on, they locked down LA.
Right.
So that's why I haven't done anything with Outlandish. Oh yeah, Outlandish, but
Right. Wow. Okay, so now you got your photographers and you're moving around and you're doing your thing with that. You said being a model gave you confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, in the early stages, how has modeling changed you from the person you were? As far as like, you said confident, but now it may have helped me in this area. Besides confidence, how has modeling changed you?
Being I can definitely say doing shoots in public areas,
Right.
the nerves that go through my body when I'm doing like because it's different from when you're in the studio and when you in the public, because people are looking at you.
Right.
Or either you don't even realize people are looking at you, but they
Right.
are.
Right.
So it's like it's a whole totally different vibe. So just embracing every moment and learning from each photographer, because each photographer has their own little ways of how they want you to pose, or how your face should be, relaxing your face and stuff like that. Like I've learned, like I tend to have an angry look on my face sometimes. So I had to learn, like, India, relax your face. And I have to keep reminding myself when I'm in my zone, India, relax your face. India, relax your eyebrow. I tend to do that a lot, and you probably will see that in some of my pictures if you were to look through them.
Right.
This eyebrow be raised a lot.
Wow. So is that eyebrow raised a sign of that's like, I don't play, the neck come rolling with it, or is it separate?
No, okay, sometimes, but it's more like I got this.
Right.
That's where it comes. It's like I got this, and then you just go. I just go with it. I'm more of a go with the flow person. Like I just let my body just embrace it.
Right.
And it just comes out beautifully.
That's definitely dope, and you definitely mastered it. So, you said you're focusing on relaxing the eyebrows, stuff like that, facials.
Mm-hmm.
Some tips I know a lot of people say look at yourself in the mirror and stuff like that. What helped you?
Yes, looking in the mirror does work because a lot. If I don't know if a lot of people notice, but when you brush your teeth in the morning, do you actually look into the mirror?
Yes.
I don't.
Wow.
I would glance and then keep going on about my day, and then I realized like I don't really talk to myself as much in the mirror. Say these
Wow.
positive affirmations and stuff. But now I began to do that because I've I'm starting, not starting, but I'm becoming more spiritual within myself,
Right.
and it involves me opening up and learning myself more, and just embracing who I truly am.
Right.
So with the modeling, it just really flows with that because I love who I am. I embrace my freckles because at first
Right.
I hated my freckles. I was not one for my freckles. I thought for a very long time I did not feel pretty inside or outside.
Wow.
And I know it's like, are you kidding me? You're freaking gorgeous.
Right.
And it's like, okay, that's not how I felt. So
Right.
modeling definitely helped me in areas of my life that I wouldn't have expected it to, especially with speaking too. Because
Wow.
sometimes when you're speaking to other photographers or other models, you have to have this certain lingo or monologue when it comes to it.
Oh wow. Okay, so you brought up a point, so we're gonna backtrack
Hmm.
because you said, all right, with the freckles and embracing your beauty and your true self.
Hmm.
So it was a time you said where you didn't feel that. So it's like, okay, from the outside looking in,
Hmm.
this is like you said, people would say, yo, you're gorgeous, you're this, that, and the third. What things do people have a misconception about the beautiful woman, the model? When you go home, what were things you were dealing with? Like, as far as like what made you not feel as pretty, what things made you feel not as confident?
Um, During my childhood, I experienced some traumas. I don't want to go too deep about it, but
Right. Okay.
I did experience some traumas that definitely affected me in my adult life. So, and you're not really taught to, well, in Black families, I know you're not really taught to always express yourself and express what's going on inside of you.
Right.
So you hold this in and it builds up. So with that trauma and holding everything in, I felt ugly.
Wow.
And I knew I wasn't ugly because, I always had that attention, like, oh my God. Even as a
Right.
little girl, like, people would ask my mom, did they dye my hair because it was red? And I'm like,
Right. I noticed it.
yeah.
Right.
like,
Right.
now it's like, really, you would ask a kid, did they dye their hair? But yeah, just over the years, I had to realize like it wasn't my fault that I experienced
Okay.
that, and I had to, and I'm still learning to this day because I rarely cry. Like
You
I
don't?
I do not cry often, and when I do cry, I feel it's a release. I can't say that it is a release, but
Right.
I hate crying because growing up I didn't cry as often. I rarely cry growing up. I
Wow.
always stayed to myself. I was very sheltered. I just stayed away from people. I was one of
Right.
those Harry Potter fans that sat up and read the whole book in a week or something. That was me.
Right.
So
Okay.
you know,
Right. So
you just have to figure it out.
okay. So were you like a what is it? Extrovert, introvert, introvert.
Introvert, I think.
Okay. So were you introverted or was it kind of like, yo, I don't want to rock with nobody right now. I just want to be by myself. Was it
I think it was both.
right?
Growing up, I definitely think it was both, and I didn't realize that I was doing that. Of course, you don't realize what you're doing because you don't know.
Right.
But you get older, it's like, oh, that's what I was
Right.
doing.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, just over the years you just learn, and you like lately this I just recently joined this church online. Transformation Church, and oh boy, that pastor, he be hitting them spots, and it relates back to so much. Like he's I love him, but he has made me realize like so many things that I've been through my past. Like listening to his sermons and stuff has definitely helped me open up more, and it's happening in my everyday life, even with my motherly life, because I'm able to trust more. I'm able to be more confident, be more open to different ideas instead of being just so close shut about one thing, focusing on one thing. I don't just focus on one thing. I'm like, okay, come on, I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you, growing up in the South, right? Mm-hmm. With everything that's going on, the history of America and all that, what was that like? Did you get any effects of that, or
No, I didn't really get any of the Southern racism or anything, and I still don't get it. Right. Being fairly light like this, you don't really experience that. And then I'm a woman, so it's different than a man. You know what I'm saying? A black man experiencing it. Right. I didn't really experience any of that.
Okay. So it takes a lot of strength to do what you do. You go through what you go through, what you went through. Mm-hmm. Right. How did you was isolated at the time, you're reading your books, you're by yourself. We don't cry. How did you deal with your emotion, and how did you keep it together? Because as black people, we're not taught how to release. We're not taught how to talk about things. Mm-hmm. So we hold stuff in and it bottles up and then it explodes. Yep. How did you not explode, and how did you finally become free from it all?
I wrote a lot. I have journals, diaries, and every time I experience something, pain or just a good day, I would write about it. And that was one release. A lot of times you put it in the back of your subconscious, and it's like you try to forget it, and then something will trigger it. And at that moment, it's like, to me, at that moment, it's either you're going to show who you truly are, or you're going to keep it pushing. Right. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're not emotional. You're not a big crier. No. So it's like you're watching the movie and it get a little mushy.
Okay. Yeah. No. See, that's the thing. Hold on. Because I was just watching a cartoon the other night and I was crying. Wow. That's one thing. Like when I watch, I'm very emotional when I watch movies. I think that's when I release things because I can relate to those movies some way, some form, fashionable way. I can relate to them and I end up crying. Wow. So that's probably the only time you're really gonna see me cry. So I'm watching a very emotional movie.
Okay, so yeah, let me put you on the spot real quick. Give me four of your most emotional movies that you love that broke you down and had you crying the most. Like I'm talking about boo-hoo crying.
Okay. What movie? I watched this. Oh, Mulan made me cry. The new one.
The new Mulan.
Yeah, the new Mulan made me cry. I was so frustrated. And and Soul definitely made me cry. I was like, I was like a big baby. That was like a really good movie to me. I cried.
Right. The message, yeah.
Yeah, the message behind it. That's the thing. The message behind it is what made me cry. And let me see what other movies made me cry. I watch a lot of cartoons.
Nothing wrong with that. So, all right, okay. So let me ask you a real question then. Mm-hmm. All right. So, as a child, your youth, you go through your experience, right? Mm-hmm. Now, back then, you kind of shut down. Mm-hmm. Now you're free. Mm-hmm. Now you're watching your cartoons and stuff like that. Is it like not reliving?
No.
It's not reliving your youth, but it's like, do you think like those are the golden years? Like, that's what it's all about? Because it's like you find joy in a good old laugh in a cartoon or an emotional cartoon. Yeah. Versus because, there's a lot of stuff going on out here in the world. And it gets kind of heavy. True. What do you think about everything that's happening out here right now?
Honestly, I don't watch the news. I'm gonna be real with you. I
Right.
do not watch the news. It's toxic. I really don't like watching the news because every time you turn on the news, they're showing somebody's being shot, somebody been died, um, something happened, coronavirus happening somewhere and killed all these people. It's just a lot of negativity with the news. Like they don't really share too many good news. Like why can't y'all share something good? They share minor good things. I don't want to watch that. I try not to let those vibes, those energies come into me. And I meditate a lot, and I have a routine. I definitely have a morning routine. I definitely have a night routine. Every morning I wake up, I pray before I get out of bed. I will literally do this every morning. I will turn on my TV to YouTube, listen to some morning motivation every morning. After my motivation, no, I do yoga, then I do my morning motivation. Then after my morning motivation, I'll either listen to this guy named Hindsight. He has a very soft spoken voice and he's very cool, relaxed, and calm. So I like that. And I go to work. So I try to stay in the positive vibes. I can't do loud in the morning. It irritates my soul if you're loud in the morning because my routine, I'm setting my routine. So it's like if you disturb my peace in the morning, I am going to be highly upset at you.
Right.
So serious.
Right. Now I feel you that. So it's a lot doing the modeling. Then you got your regular life, right?
Yeah.
What's some similarities? Are they different, or is it like this is kind of like where I can let loose, I can be who I want to be, or is it kind of similar? This is what you get, what you see.
Totally different. Totally different. In my regular life,
right.
I'm a behavioral technician. I work with kids with autism, which I love doing. I've done this 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years.
Right.
And before that, I was actually working with troubled youth because I lived in Oklahoma. So I worked as a behavior technician. Yeah. I just wasn't registered. I was a behavioral health technician then. So I worked with kids in group homes.
Right.
So that was very stressful. So during that moment, I didn't really do too much modeling because I couldn't balance the both of those.
Right.
I could not juggle those together. It was because I was there literally all day long. I would be there from 6 in the morning up until 10, 11 at night.
Wow.
And get up and do it again.
Right.
Next day. So I didn't have time to have anything extra really to do. But I loved doing that. It was a passion for me because I felt connected to those kids because they had similar stories, or either it was they went through something that was similar to me, and it's like, wow, these babies, these kids, they're not babies, but these kids are going through all this stuff. And, I just wanted to be there for them because they didn't have nobody else. So I mainly focused directly on that when I was doing that.
Okay, so let's talk about that journey. Was that like along the way from college into that? And how did you first get into the field? Like what pulled on your heart to say, I want to make a difference in these people's life?
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about my life. Okay, so originally, I'm gonna be honest. Originally, I had no intentions of doing that. It was not in my mind. Out of college, I was a dancer.
Right.
So I did that as in stripping. So I did that up until I did that on and off up until I was 27, 26, something like that.
Right.
So I ended up moving from Tennessee to Oklahoma, and the first thing that happened was when I originally moved, I actually started working, doing odd jobs like temp services and stuff, and then I got into Target. Then I went back to dancing. Then I got tired of dancing, and then I went from dancing to dancing and doing the group home, and I got introduced to the group home by my ex-girlfriend. Right. And because she used to work there, and I was just tired of dancing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sick of this. Like, The money was wonderful. I can't lie. I love the money. That's why I did it for so long. But it was just like to this point where it was like I don't want to keep doing this. This is not. I felt like it was my journey was over with that. Like from college up until late 20s, I was done with it. And I had experience because I traveled and danced too. So I had seen so much and I had been through so much. I had experienced bad experiences with that, good experiences with it also. And that lifestyle just brought upon a different person.
Right.
It brought out a whole totally different person than I am today. So I just completely took myself out of it. And after I was introduced to the group home, I had no time for dancing. I was too tired. So I completely stopped dancing for a very long time. And then I started working with the boys. And it just kind of went from there. So
right. And that field is needed because, like you said, they need somebody there coming out of one field.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of manipulation, a lot of people getting damaged, a lot of people getting abused, a lot of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've done it for a while, you've seen a lot. You've seen it, all types of things.
Yep.
What's a misconception, good and bad, with dancing?
Okay, yeah. So a lot of people think that all dancers are sluts or prostitutes or something like that, or they sell their body. I can't say that that's not kind of true because a lot of girls do sell their bodies.
Right.
That's for me. What it was. Now I'm getting hot. I'm like, oh my god, it was cold at first. But what it was, the goodness behind it. The only thing that was good about it for me was the money.
Right.
That's all I focus on. I mean, it helped me elevate just a little bit.
Right.
Other than that, I still worked. I did regular working. Like a lot of those women are not teachers, but like they have real jobs.
Right.
You do have some teachers in there. You have some nurses in there. You have people that's in school for nursing. You got people that's in school for all type of stuff. And then you have just those random girls that they're just doing it to get by. Some women are in there because they got a pimp. Some women are in there because they're trying to be independent and make it on their own. It just depends on the woman.
Right. It's definitely dangerous in that as well. So it's you made it out. It's a blessing. You're doing your thing. Like you said, everybody there. And it's like, that's a misconception people have. Like, oh, they got to be on drugs or they got to be, you don't know what a person is going through. Some people, like you said, have careers and they're doing it as a money move. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. So for the ones that don't, they get caught up in the dangers. Mm-hmm. What are some ways they get caught up and do they get off focus?
The drugs. It's plenty of drugs in there. And you get friendly with the strippers and y'all friends and they go in the bathroom doing some coke. Like, hey, do you want to try this? You know what I'm saying? You end up trying to be strung out.
Wow.
Seriously. Doing lines in the bathroom. Okay. And it's like you walk in the bathroom, you see 6 feet.
Wow.
Why is there 3 girls in the bathroom?
Right.
Like, why? But you know what they're doing.
Right. You already know.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it's kind of like the movies even almost. Kind of like the popular movie, The Players Club with Ronnie and them. So, yeah, that crowd.
Yeah.
How did you stay focused and not get caught up in the flim-flam?
The money.
Like,
my mindset was just the money. Like I did have experiences where I'm gonna be truthful. I've done things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the lifestyle. I've done random drugs. But I'm not strung out on any drugs because I have a stronger mentality than a lot of women that were at the club and that are still at the club. And I knew that wasn't my final place where I needed to be or where I would be.
Right.
So I just stayed focused, and every opportunity that I got to do something different, I did.
Yeah, and that's dope right there. So now you transition into that. Now you're working with the kids. You're not modeling at the time, so now you're working with the kids. You get into that.
Mm-hmm.
You're connecting with the kids. You're making a difference in their lives. For people that's on the outside, when they think of, you said troubled youth, that's group homes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have a misconception that just because a kid, they made a bad decision, that they're bad kids or, this, that, and the third. Tell me about some of the kids that you met and like, what's the misconception that people have, even when it comes to that?
Like you said, I had to learn that they're not bad kids, that they made bad decisions or something happened in their life that traumatized them to be this way.
Right.
So I definitely had to learn that. And as I got to know the kids and they began to tell me their stories, it became more personal.
Right.
So I could connect to them on different levels. And we would the one that I worked at, we used to go on outings. Like we would take them out all the time, to give them the life that they didn't have. Right. So I would go out my way to make sure that they always had something fun to do. And I'm not gonna lie, some days was very, very hard because right. Oh my God, working with and how many kids was it? It was maybe like 15 kids.
Wow.
And the ratio was 4-1. So you will always be with 4 kids at one time.
Right.
So learning how to balance out with those kids and connect to each kid, because each kid didn't like you all the time. And then you could have your favorite kid, and then one day your favorite kid not your favorite kid no more.
They switch up on you quick.
They switch up on you so quick. Like I had one kid, he was like one of my favorite kids, and he hit me in the head with a tennis racket.
Wow.
I had another favorite kid. He broke the window out my back car. I'm a Jeep when I first got it.
Wow.
That's why I couldn't work there no more. After he did that,
right. That's what I was about to ask. That's what I was about to ask you. Yo. So, okay, how did you hold it together?
I did not hold it together at all. I did not hold it together at all.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay, so let me explain what happened.
Right.
I can definitely explain it today because I remember it like it was yesterday.
Right.
So we had an outing to go to a basketball game, to the Thunder basketball game in Oklahoma. And one of the kids, we had 2 cars of kids. We left, and one of the kids in my car started acting crazy right when we left. And he was just doing stuff. I'm like, okay, Ricky, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take you back home.
Right.
He kept doing it. I called my my coworker who was in front of us. I'm like, look, I'm finna turn around with me because I gotta take him back. Oh, I took him back. He kicked the van. He was mad, throwing stuff at the van. I was like, okay, whatever, Didn't think nothing of it. And it was another one of our coworkers outside.
Right.
The kids were outside, so I was like, okay, look, he can't go with us. This is what he was doing. I'm bringing him back home. He can't go on the outing. So we left. Came back around 10 something that night, and it was time for my shift to be over. Got the kids put up and stuff. Regular stuff.
Right. And
I was getting ready to go, and I walked out to my car, and I got in the car. I lifted up the back door, and put my stuff in, closed it, whole window fell in.
Oh no. How did you put it together? How did you know it was Ricky? Because he's the only one that was mad.
I didn't know that it was Ricky. But what happened was it was a plastic bowling pin beside my car. I'm like, which one of these kids broke my window?
Right.
And I originally thought it was one of the other kids. I didn't know that Ricky did it. I thought it was one of the other kids. I'm like, these motherfucking kids. I'm sick of this shit. I blew on. I'm like, hell no, I don't give a fuck if they paying for this. Oh yeah, right. I went off. Like, I'm like, I just bought this car, like, and he broke my window. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was just too much for me, and I knew, because I was so mad, I really wanted to strangle them kids. I'm not lying. I want to strangle the kids. So I knew at that point my journey with that was over.
Wow.
I knew that was the last straw. Like, cause I had so much that had already happened before that, and then and then this was around the time that it was snowing in Oklahoma.
Oh nah. Yeah, no.
It was a lot. And then I had to drive around this big van, the van. Because they didn't give me a rental, so I had to drive around the van that was provided from the job. And I'm like, bro. And then I had to wait over 2 weeks for them to fix my glass, because the manufacturer, they broke the glass, didn't tell nobody, and ordered another one. And so we called, we like, you know, what's up with my car and stuff. They like, well, we had to reorder another one. This is when my truck had first came out, so they didn't have it in at all in this all. That was it for me. That was the last.
So what was the conversation? What was the conversation like? Because you bubbly, you so nice, and then even in your pictures, you're always having a good time in your videos.
Yeah.
But I know if they push a button.
Oh. So
what was that conversation like? They don't have your car ready. We don't have the glass and stuff.
I was really upset. I definitely went off on whoever was talking to me that day. I went off on that person.
Right.
And it wasn't their fault. Right. But I was just, so upset, and it's materialistic things. And I'm like, materialistic, bitch. I just got this. Like, it's not your car, so of course you don't feel like this. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? At the time, my manager who was over me, he was like, it's gonna be okay, calm down, they're gonna pay for it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Right.
This little kid just broke my car. Y'all not gonna do nothing. Y'all not gonna punch him or anything. Like, they used to get away with so much stuff. Like, oh my God. But you can't. The thing was, like, how can you really give them a consequence?
Right.
They done went through everything. Yeah, we take their outings from them. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, but that's really all you can do. You can give them restitution, but what's restitution? They ain't got no money in real life.
Right. That's a fact right there. And speaking of that, we lost a good person today, DMX.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace to DMX. And then it's a song he has called Slippin', where he says group homes and institutions prepared him for jail.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to work, funny thing, I used to work in the jail, in juvenile. I worked in the juvenile around the same time I worked at the group home. Yeah, I did both. I was juggling both at first. I could not get with the jail. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get jiggy with it. It just I felt like I was locked up with them. That was one thing. I felt like I was locked up with them. The other thing was, when you hear their stories, it's sad as hell. It's like so many kids that their parents just didn't want them, so they went out and figured it out, and they ended up in jail. Then you got some kids who they have good parents, but they wanted to be on the streets and play with their friends, and ended up in jail being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then you had some people in there just bad as hell in real life. But
right, already as a child, that's the thing.
So juggling those two jobs was very stressful, and it came to the point where it was a winter storm. It was snowing, and Memphis don't get snow.
Oh wow.
So yeah, well, we just had a snowstorm, and everybody was like, what is this? Don't know how to drive and all that.
Right.
So it got to the point where I was like, yeah, I called my whoever. I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming. I can't drive in this. I'm not coming. And that's when I quit.
Wow. And
they never saw me again. I took my stuff up to them. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see y'all. He said, and what makes it so funny, during the training process, one of the COs that's been there for a while, he was like, yeah, I can tell who's gonna be here, who's not gonna be here for a while. And then he pointed at me, he was like, you ain't gonna last. I was like, what makes you think I won't last here?
Right.
And shit, he was right. baby,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I can't do this, baby. You want me to do what all day long?
Right.
No, I
It
had
ain't gonna happen.
deuces. Yeah, I had to jump through at that.
It ain't gonna. All right. So all right. I'm looking from the outside looking in, right? Public figure, your brand, and all of that. So I'm coming from the outside looking in, right? Yo, tell me, like, what are some of the first jobs and stuff like you had, or things that you did in your past that people would never expect?
Think,
Like,
oh,
yeah, right.
a big one. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese. I worked
Wow.
at Chuck E. Cheese for at least a year, I think. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese my freshman year of college.
Wow.
Then from Chuck E. Cheese, I danced on and off throughout college. Did Chuck E. Cheese, and what else did I do? I don't know. I think. Oh, and then that's when I moved. Yeah, and then I moved.
Okay. So all right. So when people think model, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were a correction officer, and then you worked with the inmates.
Yeah.
Group home.
Yeah. Oh,
I've never.
I forgot. I used to work at a Catholic school too.
Wait. At
That's
a
how I
Catholic
got into
school?
the autism stuff. That's how I got into the autism. That's where that began.
Wow. So okay, we're gonna get to the Catholic school. I've never met a model, and that's a misconception because it's like you don't know what occupations they do. You just know they model.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to say I was a correction officer and I was working in a group home.
Yes.
So it's like, but in your pictures, you're sexy, you're smiling, this, that, and the third. How did you have to change it to earn their respect? Or did they look like, yo, you come on?
I really didn't have to do much. I mean, a pretty face goes a long way, honestly. It can go a long way, especially if you got the conversation behind it.
Right.
Switching over, I mean, I'm a very firm person, and when I'm doing something like with the group home and stuff, I mean, I was just firm with those kids because, I was raised by my grandma. So, of course, she's instilled all these values and things that, you know what I'm saying, what a kid should be doing at this age or whatever. So, I basically put on a parenting role with them. And I just wanted to show them that you can do all these things and still do a model. You can still be a model. Like I would show them my modeling pictures.
Oh wow.
Miss India, is that really you? And I'm like, yeah, y'all, that's really me.
Right.
I would go there looking a hot mess, sweats, wouldn't do my hair, like, you know what I'm saying, going out on outings with them. And some days they would see me looking my best. They would see that fashion model. They've seen it, but it wouldn't be an everyday thing. So they knew me as this India, like cool, calm, collected. This Miss India. So that's what they knew.
Okay, so let me ask you. All right, so being I would have to say like you're a face, you're a sex symbol, and all that. You're a brand.
Mm-hmm.
What are some misconceptions, like you said, like this not every day? I like to kick back. I like to chill. Yeah. What are some misconceptions that people have about models once they make it to a certain level? Is it like, yo, every minute they expect you to be camera?
Yeah.
What is it like? What is that?
We don't look. It ain't really that.
Right.
I mean, like, if you're a supermodel, then yeah, like, but I'm not a supermodel. I'm just a normal person, model. So, the big misconceptions behind that is like, you have to be ready whenever. Yeah, that is true, but sometimes life happens.
Right.
So sometimes you're not as ready as you should be. And, just, it was easy. Honestly, it was really easy for me to do all those things. Like, I'm a very strong-minded person. So when I really want to do something, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Like, nothing's really going to stop me from doing it. So juggling those things wasn't hard for me, too hard for me. Because it did get hard sometimes. But, just balancing and having people around you to be like, not even just encouraging, because I always encourage myself as well. Right. But having that little bit more, that little extra love help.
Right. I definitely understand that. So let me ask you, what is happiness to you? What makes you happy?
Peace.
Peace.
I'm probably the happiest when I'm at peace. Food makes me happy too.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about food real quick, because models, this is misconception that y'all on these strict diets. Is what can you eat? What can't you eat? You making a face like I'm gonna eat what I want to eat.
Period. But I'm eating everything.
Right.
But my metabolism is very high, so I've always been this size. Like no matter what I do, what I eat, I've always been the same size. I'm starting to gain weight now because
Right.
I'm taking a little extra stuff to make me gain weight, but I've always been a consistent size.
Right.
Like I was probably like 100 pounds up until 118 up until college.
How tall are you?
5'7".
5'7"?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
5'6", 5'7", yeah.
Wow.
So I've always been one consistent weight. I have never been over 130.
Ever. So what foods do you like? What's some of your favorite foods? So for the people out there that's been out there, I can't eat this. I'm watching how many pieces of pizza I eat today. I can't eat a chicken drumstick today. Mm-mm. You're saying I break the rules, I make the rules, and I break them.
Period. I will eat anything. I will eat anything that's good. I love seafood. Seafood's like my big thing. I love seafood. I love soul food too. But right. Put some season on my chicken, and it better not be under seasoned. Put a little extra seasoning because I like it. Don't give me diabetes or high blood pressure, but but I love food. Like today, I had Chinese food, and then after that, I ate a chicken wrap.
After the Chinese
after the Chinese food.
Wow.
And a smoothie.
So I mean, but you work out, you do the yoga, you do a lot, so you definitely in shape, you definitely fit. So let me ask you, you also done a lot of traveling.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about some of the places you've been.
Okay, so recently I've just went to St. Croix, and I love St. Croix. Wow. I'm planning my next trip in my head still, but
is that the one with the video you was thinking about moving?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, before you go on, let's talk about that trip, because you were almost like it looked like, because I've never been out the States, so to me it looked like you were like in this, almost like the White House out there, because you had the whole everything behind you. It was like a presidential something. Yeah. Wherever you were. So let's talk about that trip. How did that come about, and how was the experience?
Okay, so before that trip, actually, because I took trips before that, because on my birthday I was in St. Croix. So, and I actually took my friends. I was like, okay, I made a post, and I was like, who wants to celebrate my birthday with me? People said yeah, of course. And you know how you have people, them group, when you do that, you want to do a group thing, and it's like all these people want to go.
Right.
But when it come down to the end, ain't really left.
Right.
So I was like, all you have to do is just get your plane ticket. I got everything else.
Right.
Nobody said anything. I was like, okay. So so I ended up going with one of my play brothers, his girlfriend, and one of my other friends from Oklahoma, and I was in Memphis, and they came all the way from Oklahoma.
Wow.
So we all met up there at this really, really nice Airbnb. Shout out to the person who owns it, because I actually know them.
Oh, and, wow.
It was a 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a 4-bedroom Airbnb, and everything was like separated, and that was their first time actually being out the country.
Right.
And because I had been there before my birthday, I had already been.
Right.
And, it was just so much fun. Like, and I just love going there. Like, it's just so much beauty on that island, and you get to go all these different places, experience all these different food, and the island people, they're so nice. And it's first when I got there, I'm like, why are all these people speaking to me?
Right.
It's weird, because over here we don't do that. But they're so friendly over there. It's like normal to them. You know what I'm saying? And you hear people beeping their horn. They're not beeping because they want you to get out their way. They're beeping to say hi.
Wow.
They're saying hi. And then like over there, they give people rides and, you know what I'm saying, hitchhikers and all that stuff. They'll like pick you up on the side of the road. Like, come on, let's go. Where you going? Hey, mom, hey, can you take me up? Like, dead ass. Right. We had somebody, because they're so nice. We had somebody, we ended up stopping at a light, and this old guy, he almost got in the car with us. And he was like, no, I'm taking her back to the airport. And we're not going that way, whichever way we're not going that way. And he was like, oh, okay. And it was like, oh my God, this really happened. So
let me ask you, so people, they're more warm, they're more welcoming.
Yeah, way. All
right, so, like I said, I've never been out the state. So we're going to go. I know you've been around a lot more places, but what we're talking about now, this is St. Croix. Mm-hmm. What type of things that's there that you would love to see in America? Like, is it the welcoming? Is it the people being nice to each other? What things can America implement over here to make our world a better place?
Definitely the niceness. But of course, it's an island. It's much smaller. People are more intimate. So you really probably wouldn't get that here.
Right.
But it's definitely needed.
Right.
Because, niceness can go a long way. So, yeah, I think that's definitely needed. And they're very environmental awareness over there. Like, they don't give you straws.
At all.
It's to protect the wildlife in the ocean. They don't give you straws. So you're drinking out of a cup. Wendy's, they don't give you a straw. They only got one McDonald's
in the whole place.
2.
Wow.
It's definitely different. And another thing, the way that they talk, you would think that they have an attitude or something, but they really don't. It's just their demeanor is different from ours. Like it's just totally different. But they're just so sweet. Everybody cares about everybody there. It's more united over there. Literally, like, you get taken care of. Like, oh my God, yeah. They had like this lagoon place that I went to, and in the lagoon, it was like this area where these cats were.
Right.
And it was like a lot of stray cats. But they got it set up where they got food. Like, the people of the island are feeding the cats and making sure they're good. Like, it's really set up for the cats. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, our stray cats, you're catching them, digging out the trash.
Right, but that's about it.
No, they're taken care of. Like, it's crazy, and there's chickens everywhere. Like, they're just walking around. Like, horses are just everywhere. Like, you'll see a horse in a random field, and it's like, whose horse is that? Like, people, like, seriously, it's just so different. It's amazing. It's just so amazing.
So let me ask you, while you were there, because you've been there numerous times, did you ever get to shoot while you was there as well?
No. I really want to do a shoot there. I'm probably gonna get one of my photographers to go over with me one time.
Right.
So we can get some awesome shoots in, because I think it's amazing. Especially Blue Mountain. That was one of the places that I went.
Right.
Whew, it was amazing. It was like one of the second highest mountains on the island. And you can overlook everything.
Wow. And you went up there. You climbed up the top of Blue Mountain.
Yeah. Actually, no, I didn't climb it. I went on a Tantan tour, and it's like it's a Jeep tour. They take you in this old Jeep or whatever kind of Jeep. And it's like a groups of y'all go. And this is the one I did for my birthday. Oh my God. So that was taking us through the jungle in the Jeep, right? And at one point the Jeep was on, it was like this. And we were
Wait a minute. Hold on. And you riding, the black woman riding, they on 2 wheels, and you ain't saying nothing?
Oh, we were in that joint screaming. Don't believe we was in there screaming, oh my God, this Jeep, we gonna fall. And then the guy, he was like, no, y'all stand up. So I got a video, and and you can hear me like, whoa, run away.
Oh, wow.
Like, in the video, I was having the time of my life. And my friends was like, we were drunk too, so it
Right.
was just so much fun. Like it was amazing. Like every time I go to this, it's just so much fun. It's so much stuff to do. I haven't tried the water sports like that yet. I'm not really big on water, but the Tantan tour was amazing.
That was dope right there. So okay, so you're out there. Where else have you been? Because like you're traveling a lot now.
I've been traveling. Honestly, I've been traveling since I was 15. Honestly,
Wow.
yeah, because my dad used to live in Colorado, so during spring break or summer break, I would go visit them. So I've been to Colorado a few times, and after that, random people. This is so dumb. I would get flued out.
You get flued out.
Flued out.
All right,
But it would just be on some fun stuff. Like people would just be like, "I just want to kick it with you. Like you're fun to be around." So I've been to El Paso, Texas. I've been to Colorado. I've been to California. I've been to Texas, St. Louis, Florida. Kissimmee, Florida was so much fun. I'm actually going again next week.
Wow.
I've been a lot of places. I haven't really been up north like that. I ain't really feeling the cold like that. So
Right. You like the tropical places. So okay, that's a big thing. City girls blew it up with the flued out, right? So this is a thing.
Yeah, it's actually a thing. But I was doing that before the city girls.
Right. No. Right. So let me ask you, how did that happen? Okay, you don't have to get the details and names and all that. Mm-hmm. How did somebody ask you? You want to come fly out? Like how does it go down? Like how did it?
Okay, right. So the first time I got flued out, I was actually dating that person.
Okay, and so that's different. That's different.
We weren't dating. We were trying to get into dating, and she was like, "I just want you to come spend some time with me and stuff like that." I was like, "Okay, I don't mind. I'm not doing anything." This is when I was living with my mom, right? So I was like, "Please, please send my flight." So that's really how it happened. Like she hit me up on Instagram. That's how we met. We met on Instagram, and we talked for like a few days. We talked for like a few days, and then she was like, "I'm gonna buy you a plane ticket to come out here."
Wow.
And she was in the Army.
Right.
So I was like, okay.
Wow. Okay. So all right, you're taking me fast. So y'all meet, right?
Yeah.
Y'all talking online. So y'all never seen each other in person. What was the chemistry that made you say, "I'm gonna jump on a flight. I'm going"?
Honestly, she was really pretty, and at that time, I'm a very random person, and I'm and I like traveling. So
right. So it's a win-win.
And go somewhere. I'm like, shit, fly me out. I'm coming.
Right.
So we had like a FaceTime like maybe a day or two before I actually flew out there, and we bonded over there too. So
right.
I mean, it wasn't awkward or anything. The vibes were there. It didn't feel weird at all. Like it was a really good.
Right.
It was a really nice bond. Like it was cool.
And that's the thing. So it's like, you can meet somebody or have that chemistry with a person. You never know how it's gonna play out. Mm-hmm. So there's no rules. There's no limits to it. It's like these people have these lists. Like, well, if it don't check up with this, I'm not gonna do it. What do you think about that list?
I got those lists. I got a list right now.
Yo, so what's on the list? Let's talk about the list, yo. Because I didn't really think it was a thing, yo. What really is? Oh my God, Jeez Louise,
okay,
yo.
How about this? Can I go get the list?
Let's go get it. Let's get the list.
Get this real quick.
Jeez Louise, yo. The Proof in the Pudding podcast show is going down. We're about to get the list.
Okay,
oh wow. I'm still laughing over it. Wow.
Okay, so this is my list.
Wait, that's the list? All right, yo, let's hear it, yo. We're gonna help somebody today, yo. We're gonna help somebody.
This is my list. Okay, so it's kind of all over the place. Man or woman, this is what I want, but I put for a man, the perfect person for a man for me. I'm gonna just name a few things.
Okay, yeah, you can give a few. You don't gotta give them all, yo. We ain't gonna build them. We ain't gonna build a Bob over there. We ain't gonna build a bear.
Right. Because that's really what I was trying to do.
You gonna build you one?
Okay, so
wow.
One of the things I put a God-fearing spiritual man. They have to look good. I can't date nobody ugly. I've tried it. If the physical chemistry not there, if I don't like how you look, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
Like, I can't. And if I find out like that you have like this inside you're ugly, I won't fuck with you. If it's even okay, so even like I've dated people with money or whatever. I've dated people with money, and it's not clearly it didn't work out because clearly I'm here. But, but it's like I feel like sometimes people that's more up there, they tend to forget where they came from or who they were before the money, and it's like I know that I don't have as much as you, but you're not gonna treat me like. You're not gonna put me on your back burner. That's not what I want. Just because you showering me with a flight or you showing me all this nice stuff or you giving me some money. I don't give a damn. I can get my own money.
Right.
So, that was one of the things that bothered me. A person has to have a good personality. I can't date you if you don't have no fun personality, outgoing or something like that because I'm very outgoing and I got a great personality. I want somebody that's like overly romantic.
So you romance is not dead in the 2020 21.
No.
So to bring back the 90s romance.
Please. Wow. Like I really want somebody that's like that's hard but can be soft too. Because I'm low key a alpha woman. So I sometimes need somebody to like check me.
Okay, hold on. So let's pause right here. When we say hard, it can go the wrong way. We talking about Gucci Man hard? Or we talking about DMX, Jay-Z? Let's break it down. When we talk about hard, let's keep it real. Because people had a misconception. You want the 50 tattoos hard?
No, I don't mind tattoos. I don't mind because I have tattoos too. But
50 on the face?
No, I don't want that. The face to be clear. I don't want it to look like you've been in jail all your life with all these face tattoos. I want to see your natural beauty. But other than that, I just want some not hard, but a strong man,
right,
or a strong woman, mentally, physically,
right,
emotionally. Because sometimes I have those moments where I want to break down. I need somebody to hold me, stuff like that. Sometimes you need that. And when you're that alpha woman, you do everything for yourself. It's kind of hard to find somebody that when you know what you want, it's hard to find it.
Right.
So that's the point that I'm at right now. And I don't want to find it. I want it to come to me.
Right.
So, in this moment of waiting for this perfect person or this person that you want,
right,
it becomes frustrating.
Right.
It becomes lonely. You end up being around or indulging in things that you wouldn't really indulge in, or you could be me personally. I backtrack. That's what I do.
Right.
If I'm bored or if I don't want to meet somebody new, I'll backtrack. Right. Which isn't always good.
Right. Sometimes it didn't happen for a reason. Sometimes. Right.
So I dragging it out. That, and it's like, damn, like when is my person gonna come? Like, God, you told me to write it down.
Wow.
I'm sitting here tarrying and I'm waiting.
Right.
Tarry mean wait. It take a long time. So I'm just waiting. Jesus. When did I
He gonna send them, yo. So let me ask you, yo, this is a real question, because you're a real model, you're a real person. So we're gonna ask you a real question.
Okay.
So when people find out you're a model, right? How does that affect your dating? You with a person, now they find out you're modeling. Are some intimidated by the attention you get? Are some of them jealous of the attention, or they feel like, no, I want you to myself? Let's talk about some of those experiences from where you stand, being a model, and how it affects your dating and your relationship.
So if you, me personally, I've dated people that, okay, like my Instagram, I got a lot of followers. So when I
Right.
normally tell somebody to, hey, follow my Instagram, and they see what's on my Instagram, it's like, oh
Right.
my God, you do this, like you Instagram famous. I'm like, no, I'm not Instagram famous, but I'm working on it.
Right.
And it's like, but you do all this stuff, you're a model and all this stuff, and it's like, some people want to be with you just because of that fame.
Right.
They think that's there. And then you have some people who are just, they, like you said, they want you to just be with them. They don't really care about your spotlight and stuff like that, and they really the support isn't really there or whatever. Like, you can run into that, and then you have people where it's like, you got hoes. That's the thing. Every time I got hoes.
Right.
That was true
At one
back
point.
then.
Right.
Now that is not true. I do not have hoes, and I be telling people, like, just because mainly they feel like because of the way I look.
Right.
And I got so many people up under my belt. Okay, yeah, I talk to a lot of people, as friends, but I'm not intimate with everybody that I talk to.
Right.
And that's one of those normal reactions that you get. It's like, oh well, she's this, and she has this, or I don't like this about you, or it could get weird.
Right.
But you just have to be that strong-minded person, put your foot down and let them know, like, I'm still a regular person. You know what I'm saying? And after all that stuff, it's just a page. I could delete my Instagram page today, tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me. Because if I made a new one, if I have those true fans, they're gonna come right back.
They'll come right back. So, all right, let's talk about that real quick. We're talking about the dating. We're talking about the Instagram. Everything is social media now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is social media.
Even dating.
That's what we're about to talk about. What is your take on social media and dating?
It sucks. It definitely sucks. It definitely sucks. I don't know if you know, but Facebook has a dating app now.
No, I didn't know they got a dating app.
Yeah, they got a dating app, and I've been dibbling and dabbling in there, and it's like, you'll meet a person and you'll talk, you'll text or whatever on Facebook or whatever, and then it's like it goes dead after a few days, and that is with majority of everybody. And I feel like if you can't hold a conversation, then we don't need to meet.
Right.
Because if it's no conversation beforehand, what the hell are we gonna talk about when we meet? Why even meet? Like, we don't connect. Like, it's weird sometimes. And then you have some people who are afraid to meet because not because of COVID, but because they don't think that you're real.
Right.
I get that
catfish.
Oh my God, I get this so much.
You ever been catfish before?
Yeah, I have. Recently.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, I didn't know that. But since you brought it up, you've been catfish? Really?
Yeah, I'm so serious. Like, I Facebook dating app. I was on there. And it was this really nice young man. He looked really nice, and we had a nice conversation, all this. And then when we FaceTime, it was a whole totally different person. I was like,
wait a minute. So you answered the FaceTime. Somebody else. What happened next?
The phone was sitting upright. So when he originally did this, I saw a bald-headed man. And I knew then that I had fucked up, that he fucked up too. And and I was like, you're not the same person.
Right.
And he didn't get the point where I was like, I don't want to talk to you no more because you're not the same person. He was like, yeah, well, I use that page for business.
Wow.
So basically, you scamming people?
Right.
Basically.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, I use it for my. Okay, well, this not gonna work for me because you lied for me. You lied to me from the back. So anything else you got to say is pretty much gonna be a lie, and to me. So why would I even go any further with this? And up until this day, he's still trying to message me and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't want.
Right.
That's not a thing.
All right. So let me ask you. You got a nice amount of followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to establish yourself in social media, and what were some of the things that you had to face transitioning from real life to social media, or was it just pretty face? They just came.
Pretty face, they just came. The freckles, it do it every time. It's the freckles.
Wow.
No cap. It's the freckles.
Let me. All right. So if you got a big following, what's the DMs like? Like, do you even go in your? So if somebody tried to message you on business, the DM it ain't even gonna work. What's the DMs looking like?
They is ratchet. Ooh, they ratchet. Ooh. So I have on Instagram, I have three different inboxes. I have a primary, general, and a requested.
Right.
So of course, if you're not my friend, you're gonna go to the requested if you messaging me. I get the most craziest DMs ever. Like I had this one. I will randomly go through my DMs just to see what people say. And I had this one man say, he left a voice message. And I actually made a TikTok about it. He left a voice message, and he was African, I think. And he was like, yeah, baby, I want to do some nasty. It was some nasty. I was like, this nigga Rachi. I'm like, what the hell? And I get a lot of messages like, I just want to let you know that you're so beautiful. Can I get to know you? And I look at their picture and they ugly as hell. And I'll be like, look at you and look at me. In my head, I'll be like, look at you and look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't date nobody ugly. That's not one of my things. Like, to each his own. You gonna find your love. It just ain't me. Right. Period. And I do get a lot of empty messages, profiles, spam. Right. A lot of spam profiles. And it just be random. It's really just random. Like you never know what I never know what I'm gonna get when I open my DMs. Right. So I just had to separate them. Even on my Facebook, I had to separate them because if you don't, like, anybody can message you. Right. Anybody can message you. So baby, if you're not my friend, you can't message me. And if you do message me, it's gonna go to the requested. I will not see that message for months because I barely check it. Right. And a lot of people, they be like, I know you'll never see this. At least you know. At least you know. And then most people, like, when I do respond, it be so funny. They be like, I didn't think you ever replied. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I get that a lot.
So you hit him with that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're doing your thing. The DM is off the chain.
Yeah.
All right. So now let me ask you. When you say they can't be ugly, what's the deal breakers? Let's just do a list for males. What's the deal breakers? A list for women. These are deal breakers. You know you done fucked up, right? That's what your man said in the movie. You know you done fucked up, right?
No, you done fucked up, right? Okay. So, like, a deal breaker for me, you can't be ugly. You ugly is a deal breaker. I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Another one is if you broke, I can't date you. Right. Some people can deal with that. I'm not dating a broke nigga when I know there's plenty of other niggas out here that got money, or women that got money, and you know what I'm saying, they'll do it for you. Of course, I got it myself. But the point is, I ain't dating nobody that's fucking broke. I can't do it. Like, that goes back, perfect example. Jasmine Sullivan, she said it best.
Right.
She said, oh, she didn't say it. One of her friends said it on her new album.
Right.
And it goes back to your childhood, being without. When you go without and then you start to get it,
You're not going back.
you're not going back.
So
That don't make sense.
So let me ask you a question, right? So what if y'all was on top? Couple bad investments. He hit hard times. Acrimony. He's going through hard times. You out of there. Like, yo, you call me when you figure it out, or you gonna roll with him.
Okay, no. Let's, because I don't want to sound like a gold digger.
Right. Right.
Okay, so if I'm rocking with somebody, like really, really rocking with them, and you know what I'm saying, we at our finest points, you know what I'm saying, I've seen the glamour and all that stuff, and
right.
then you hit rock bottom, baby, I'm gonna still be there with you.
Right.
We can hit rock bottom together.
Okay.
We gonna build back up together. Like, if we really, you know what I'm saying, we really working toward whatever we working toward, why would I leave you just because you fell down? I wouldn't want nobody to do me like that shit.
Right.
We can't always keep it together.
Right. That's a fact. So, okay, when you saying ugly, so yo, let's talk about your definition. What's beautiful to you? Give me some people, women and men, that you find attractive. This is the standard. If you this, you can't ride this ride. If you're not this, don't even do it.
That goes back to my list. I want somebody.
Right.
I love tall men.
Tall
I have
men.
a thing for tall men. I don't know what it is about tall men, but I love looking up to a tall ass man. Like, come here, daddy.
Wow.
Come here. Like, I would climb that tree. That's one of my things. Like, I don't know what I really love tall men. Even women, like, I love tall women. Baby, come on, I climb them little legs too.
Wow.
So, ugly, because everybody I've dated probably ain't the best looking to some other people, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As in ugly, I mean physical too, but I also mean ugly inside as well. Like, if you, like I said earlier, if you got an ugly personality, if your inside's, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
Cause inside, I've evolved into this beautiful woman inside, and I'm still evolving into a more beautiful woman. So, I feel like when I invest my time in whatever I'm investing into you, it gotta be worth my while. Like I said, I'm not dating no broke nigga or no broke bitch, cause I'm not broke. I'm not dating somebody that's not confident in themselves. That I can't help you with that. That's something that you have to do for yourself over time. I'm not your mama. I'm not your pastor. I can't do that. Like, I want the same qualities that I damn near got in myself within my partner.
Right.
So, if I see something in you that, okay, I always want to date someone that's either at my level or above me. And typically it's always above me.
Right.
Because I'm trying to get to where you are. I'm trying to get to my next step. Like, I need someone to help me elevate, and I'm gonna elevate them too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be somebody like let me see, I don't want, shoot, how can I put that? How I can put it. I just don't want to be in a bad space with somebody. Like, and you know, you have to, in order to actually know a person and actually date them, you have to be with them for a while. You know, in order to actually know who they are as a person. You can be with somebody for because you go through these phases. And I always say this to my friends. You go through these phases where you have to relearn people. You have to relearn yourself, because you're not always going to remain the same person. So even in marriages, you have to relearn your spouse. People change. And if you don't change, something wrong.
Right.
You're stuck.
Yeah,
I don't want to be with a person that's stuck. And I don't want to be with a closed-minded person. I don't want to be with a person that don't want to venture out. Like, I'm a very adventurous person. I like traveling and stuff like that. So I need someone that's like-minded. I need someone that's business-minded as well, because I have my own business. And I want somebody to help me establish my business even more than what it is. Like, I'm not asking you to invest all your money in me. I don't need that. I can go get it regardless. It's gonna come regardless. I'm a hustler in my mind, so I know how to get it. There's never been an issue for me. I've always been that way. So I just want that same thing in the spouse.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like you said, at least on your level, it can help you get to another level.
Right.
So we're gonna get into the business, but before we get to the business, I want to ask you, what's 6 things on your modeling buckets list that you want to accomplish in your career before it's over? 6 things.
My biggest thing is I really want to be published international.
International.
Yes. I feel like if I'm published international, it'll just take off from there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'll then be a supermodel. If I'm published international, I'll be a supermodel.
Wow.
Honestly, and I don't even think
you get no bigger than that.
Yeah, I don't think it gets any bigger than that. Like that's my biggest goal, like to be published international, because when you publish international, you everywhere, literally.
Wow. So let me ask you, when we say international, like you said, that's everywhere. But if you had to specifically pick this magazine or this company, which one?
Paris.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's the top of the line right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like Paris is like that fashion country. Like that, it's one of those fashion countries.
All right, so you got Paris or Vogue magazine, the cover. Which one you taking?
Both.
If they say you only can get one right now, you might get both in due time, but one right now today.
I take the international.
You take the international over Vogue.
Yep, because Vogue is international.
Vogue is international. So.
I know.
Right. Okay, so let me get 4 more things that you want to accomplish.
I definitely want to meet somebody famous. I've never really famous, not D-list celebrities or whatever you want to call it. I really want to meet a really famous supermodel. I love Tyra.
Tyra Banks.
I would really want to meet her. And actually, what make it so funny, this one year, I don't remember what year it was. It was when I was living in Oklahoma. She actually liked one of my pictures on Instagram.
Wow.
And I was like, how did you even see this picture?
Right. So that means it's growing. So, all right, let me ask you a question. With Tyra, right? Because you said you was American top, you was the next top model watcher when you was young, right?
Yep.
So would Tyra make the list if Tyra slid up in the DM?
Yes! What? Baby, come on. What's up? But I know that didn't never happen.
Right. But so you would definitely like to meet her though.
Yes, I would love to meet her because she's so positive. So she's embraced so much within her career, and even she's had to get over so many things within her career, you know, being a Black woman. And even at this one point that they said that she was too thick, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want to meet her because she's inspirational to a lot of women.
Right. That's the thing right there. She definitely is monumental.
Right.
So now that you speak about too thick and stuff like that, let's talk about the body shaming.
Ooh.
What goes on in the industry? What's the real deal? You at the casting calls, you at these places. What's going on? What's up with the body shaming?
Nowadays it's really I mean, I've never really had an issue with body shaming because I'm petite, I'm small. Right. So I've never really had an issue with my body, or any other person has really had an issue with my body. But you know, me personally, I've always wanted to be thicker. Right. Like I've always been so small, so I want to be a little bit thicker.
Wow. Okay, so when you say you want to be a little thicker, you want to get a little thicker, or you want to go take a trip? Which one is we talking about? When we say thick, what are we doing? We taking the trip and get thick and come back? Are we good to go, or we going to what we doing? You don't have to tell them your business. I'm just saying, if you had to choose,
I want to be natural. You
want to be natural. Okay.
I don't want to go see body Dr. Miami or nothing like that. I ain't trying to be walking around like an ant body or nothing like that.
Right.
I just want to naturally gain weight.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you, being in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of preference. You got, you know, it's whatever people like.
Right.
But let me ask you, how has the new Dr. Miami's and the new trend that's going on with everybody being over, everybody's extra large now. Everything is extra large. Everything is extra large.
It's a look.
So right. So how has that changed the game, and has it made it harder, or how has it been, or it doesn't affect?
Um, it probably depends, but I know that for instance, you see the Instagram models, and
Right.
you know they're beautiful. They got these big booties and big boobs and stuff like that, and a lot of them get a lot of work done. You
Right.
know, and honestly, I would get work done too, but I wouldn't go outrageous with it.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is. But I think they're praised more because of the big booties and stuff like that. It's like, and I don't know if they have to work as hard or whatever they have to do, but you know, you can't let that get to you because it's different women. Y'all all different, but
Right.
y'all all have the same. Y'all all want the same thing. So you just gotta stay focused on your dream. Like you can't let the next person make you feel bad about how you look.
Right.
Because you never know what your look where it can take you.
Right.
So
And that's the thing right there. So it's like with trends, you said you get a little work, but you're not the type that's following trends, because when the trend ends, so okay, the new trend is everybody's building up. Health wise, you know, you see some people have bad reactions, some people have. Is it worth it, in your opinion?
the booties, no. Because I've seen I recently seen this video on Facebook. This girl, her butt exploded, and she had to go to the doctor to get her butt fixed. And then you know you got K Michelle who got her butt taken out. You know what I'm saying? Because she was having butt problems, back problems, all this stuff. So you know, the bigger that you go, of course, your body can't take that. And then you putting these toxins in your body, and once it explodes, it's like, damn.
Wow.
This is in my bloodstream now. So, you know, I don't want no ass shots like that. Nah, let that happen originally. You know, they say the cornbread and the greens and all that. Baby, I ate all that. My mama cooked all that. This did not work. This did not work.
Did you eat the biscuits and everything with it?
I ate all of it. You know, I love food. I love food. This shit didn't work.
It did, yeah. It's working because you're doing your thing. You're where you want to be. It's working. It's working. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you, okay. So do you go to the dance clubs on your own, not working? Do you go?
No.
At all. Okay. So let me ask if you might know from the experience while you was there. Did that make a difference? Because that trend has been around for a while. Did that change the game?
What? Them girl. Okay, so when I did dance, I used to always want to dance with somebody that, if I did like a pairing on stage, I would always get my friend because she was thicker.
Wow.
Her body was, you know, better, a little bit better than mine, but I had the tricks.
Right.
So it worked out well. She was thicker, she could dance, but I could do the pole stuff. So, but I always had a pretty face. So a pretty face, like I said, especially in the club, they see the freckles. It's like, oh my God, you're like exotic. Especially if I had like contacts in and, you know, all glammed up. Oh my God. So it worked out.
So I seen a blog, and it was a thing about the word exotic.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was like the guy, he said something to the girl. He was like, yo, where are you from? You're exotic. And this day, she was up to here. She won't with it. Like, yo, I don't want nobody getting in the DM. She was just in a bad mood. Somebody had messed up her morning. So he said, no, you got to be exotic. So what are your parents? And she was a black girl, so she got offended. And she was like, what do you mean? And he said, no, because you got to be mixed with something.
Mm-hmm.
What is the exotic? Because you just described yourself as exotic, because you do have a different look. I would say unique, because I don't want to get cussed out. Like
I like unique too. But a lot of people use exotic when they say something to me or give me a compliment. They're like, "Oh my God, you're so exotic," and I'm like, "What's exotic about me?" Because I got freckles.
Wow,
it's just different.
It's different.
Like both of my parents are black.
Right. So that's what I was gonna ask you. So with the red hair and the freckles, do people ever ask where are you from? Do they automatically assume because you look unique, you
They
got to
think
be
I'm
from somewhere?
mixed. They think I'm uh half white.
Right.
Some people think I don't know, like I don't know, like they just think I'm mixed.
Wow. So let me ask you: is your eyes light brown or they regular brown?
They brown, regular brown.
Regular brown, and then you born brown with the sandy brown hair.
Yeah, it's red.
So it's like a 2 or a 3
What?
in color.
What you mean?
Your hair is it like a shade 1, 2, 3, 3 being like
Oh
a
no.
right, medium
Shade
brown.
one is black, but but my hair color is in weave is like a 30, 33, 30, 30, 33. It depends on what type of hair it is.
I see. I just know the color. I don't know about the weaves, but I 30. So I okay, a 30. So that's like I'm trying to see how brown is it? Is it like
Auburn
a
almost.
Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were growing up, was it a lot of other kids with Auburn hair, or you the only one?
I was the only one.
How did people respond to that?
I got teased about my freckles, not really about my hair.
Right.
I was more teased during, elementary. Middle school wasn't so bad because I was kind of popular and I was on a majorette team, so it didn't really bother me then. But elementary,
Right.
I definitely got teased for having freckles because I didn't always have freckles. And
That's what I was
then
gonna
they
ask.
started popping up out of nowhere.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this stuff on my face?
Wow.
So I
How
had
old were you?
How old? I'm
how
29
old?
now.
No, when they started coming, how old? Were you?
I think I was like 7 or 8 when they started popping up. So it was like, Mom, what is this stuff happening? Why is this happening? And then, you get those mean kids, and it's like, what's that stuff on your face? And I still get that sometimes from kids, like normal kids, because
Right.
of course it's not often that you see somebody with freckles and red hair. So when kids see me, this one time I was in I was in Target and I was passing by this lady and her kid, and he just was staring at me in my face, and I was like, she was like, he asked her, he said, Mom, what's this stuff on her face? And I just laughed because it's normal to me now. It doesn't bother me anymore. But at first it bothered me a lot. Like, because even on my Instagram, it would be people like when it started accumulating, it would be mean people on my Instagram. They'd be like, what's that shit on your face? It'd be like somebody threw shit on your face, and it's like, just block them.
Right. So that's the thing, because you're on a whole nother level. I'm not where you at on the social media platform. So you got trolls, you got more people hating.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the more success, the more problems.
Yeah.
So do some days you wish I only had 400 followers? Or would you I'm not going back. Like, all right, we're keeping it real. Like, I'm trying to get where you're going. So I need to know, do I need to stay where I'm at?
No.
Or no, you need to come on up here. Stop playing down there.
Yeah, like don't be afraid to expand, because regardless, like you said, you're gonna have haters. People don't want to see, because they're in their own misery. Some people just don't want to see you succeed. You know what I'm saying? You got those people that'll be so happy for you on social media and secretly hating on you. You know what I'm saying? And of course you don't know who those people are. Right. But I just don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck. I really have a really I don't give a fuck attitude.
Right.
And it used to get me in trouble, but now it's like it was meant to have that attitude, because like I said, I'm unique. I look unique, so I know that I'm gonna have some type of reaction with people. I know that it's gonna be something said. So it doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay. So you ever met any crazies from your fame, from your brand? You ran across any crazies?
Yeah, and they stay right where they are in my DMs.
Wow. So nothing in real life.
Not
okay. So all right, being a model, when you go out, do they recognize you and be like, hey, how is that? Or certain places you can't go out, some places I'm good over here. What's that like?
No, it's not. It's not really like that. Honestly, I would I've had those random moments where people like, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. Like, this one time, me and my best friend, we went up to Nashville, and we went during Pride Week, and the MC, she knew who I was. I didn't know her, but she knew who I was. So it was like y'all, we got what was my name then on there? I think it was, no, I was still Just.India. Maybe it was Complicated Kid. I'm not sure, but she knew who I was. So it was like, yeah, we got so and so in the building. She from Memphis, and follow her on Instagram. And it was like, oh, okay. That was random.
Right.
And then of course you run into random people that, you know, in a store. It's just random. You never know who you're gonna see.
Right. Okay. So you in the store and they, whoa, did they ask for a selfie? Like,
right. And it's like, this really you. No, they don't ask for no selfie or nothing like that. But it's like, this really you. And yeah, I'm really me.
Wow. Wow. So okay. So this is in Memphis, right? So how does the city support you? You being from Memphis, you're doing your thing. You get work other places. What's the love like in Memphis? When they see you?
To be honest, I really don't. The love is cool when I know who, you know what I'm saying, from certain people that I know. But as far as just a big picture of people just being around me, no, I ain't really got that. So most of all my love is from social media and stuff like that, Facebook, close friends, stuff like that. But fans, I mean, I don't really meet my fans. I mean, you know, they just really on my social media.
Right. And that's where you hit a level of success where it's like, my fans, I don't even run across them. They're not, I'm overseas. I'm out of the country. They can't come where I'm at. They over there. So, you're doing your thing. So now you got your brand going, right? Mm-hmm. You got what happened next? Because I know you're a business owner.
Oh, okay. So I just became a travel business owner. I invested this year and it was amazing. I love it. You know, just being able to help people with their travel needs and just learning about the travel business itself is interesting. Like I'm going on the trip that I'm going on is a team meeting or a team trip to Orlando, and we staying in this mansion, and it's gonna be lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, and you know, you got people, cause my Facebook, I have a travel page for my business. So I get to show them all these places that I've been. They get to see all this different stuff that I do. And now that I've gotten into this travel stuff, I've branched out and with my social media, I'm starting to put out my life more often. Because I've been traveling for a minute. Like I said, I've been traveling since I was 15, but I never really post what I do. So people be like, you know, it'll be random. And it's like, how'd you get out there? Or like, how do you even know these people? And it's like, yeah, I've been doing this. Right. See, I just don't broadcast it.
That's the thing. That's what I was about to say, because it's like, yo, you're humble with it. You're killing them. But it's almost like, yo, it's like you give them what you want them to have. Are you kind of private at the same time? Like, I don't like everybody. I don't want all that.
Yeah, I don't want all that. If you ask me, I don't want the fame. I just want the money.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah, I don't want the fame. I just want the money.
Wow. So, all right, let me ask you, a real question for the people that's watching, because I'm a male. You're female modeling, right? Mm-hmm. How did you make the transition from Tom to Prince? You said in the beginning you was paying your dues. Mm-hmm. When did you know, nah, we ain't doing this no more? They about to start paying. Or did you already come in the door like, all right, I want my money? How did you, because like you started something the way you want to finish it. You're getting paid and you're doing your thing. You're getting paid from it. You're seeing the benefits. Yeah. How did you tackle it? Because some people, they made model for 15 years and never get it paid again.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. I didn't get paid for a very long time. I was just, you know, building my portfolio, working on it, and hoping that somebody would see me. And then when COVID hit last year, somebody saw me, my manager. Right. And he didn't know me. I didn't know him out of, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, I wanna help build you. I want you a brand, like you are your brand. Right. And you know, working with him, getting going out there to Oakland and doing the shoot, and then I actually did a shoot with my friend in LA before I went to Oakland.
Right.
So that was just a big moment for me. Like I wasn't expecting. It's when you least expect it when it happens.
That's when it happened. So
Yeah.
let's talk about LA. You in LA. Everybody want to get to LA. LA, New York, certain places like that. They call them the big cities.
Yeah.
Everybody wants LA. But then we know we also have Skid Row. A lot of people go to LA with big dreams. It don't work out. Then we got Skid Row side. How did you make it and maintain? Because you was in LA. What part of LA was you in? Oakland, right?
No. That's two different cities. You have to
Right.
yeah. So when I was in LA, I just stayed at my friend's house.
Right.
I
Right.
just stayed at my friend's house. It wasn't, it literally was it was like a, hey, I'm coming out here, I want to do this. And he was like, girl, come on. So I did that, and then like the day 2 days after that, I was flying to Oakland, and my manager was like, he hooked me up with some photographers, 2 different photographers, and then that's when I did the Oaklandish shoot. He was like, I want you to meet somebody, this photographer that I know, he shoot for Oaklandish, and I'm like, what's that? I didn't know anything about it. He was like, it's a clothing brand out here and all that, and that's really how it happened. And randomly, this guy hit me up on Instagram, and he was from Germany or something like that. He was like, I went to Oakland recently, and I saw your pictures in Oaklandish store. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Right.
Because I didn't think that, my pictures was in the store. I just thought that it was just online.
Wow.
So
actually,
right. Somebody like that, I'm like, dang, really? They did that?
Wow.
So it's humbling. Like I'm not. Oh, thank you. I'm not. I'm not like. What is it? I'm very humble about it. Like because at this point, I feel like I have so much more to accomplish. I feel like these are minor things that I accomplish, but to somebody else is big. You know what I'm saying? Especially being from Memphis. Like, ain't none of my folks been overseas.
Right.
They don't travel. They don't travel like that. Like,
at all.
No. So I'm out here doing it. I've been doing it since I was 15.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow. So you've been making boss moves from 15. You then paved your way, made your way. You made a name for yourself, built your brand. You start your traveling agency. Is this before you start working at the school that led to the kids, or after?
This is way after. This is I did the school when I lived in Oklahoma, which was
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was what, last year. I moved back last year because my mom got really sick. So I kind of dropped everything in Oklahoma, packed up all my stuff, all my clothes again, sold everything. Like that was I had to, oh my God, I had to humble myself again. Cause I went through this went through everything that I went through to get there. I went there with nothing and I left with nothing.
Wow.
So I had to build myself back up again. When I moved here, I didn't have nowhere to go because I couldn't stay with my mom because of her lease agreement.
Right.
Now I got a dog and stuff, so I ended up staying with my brother, and we lived in North Memphis, which is a pretty rough neighborhood.
I heard. I was about to say North Memphis. Yeah, it's pretty rough over there.
Yeah, we lived over there. It wasn't like shootings every day or anything like that, but you in the hood.
Right.
So and we stayed there, and it was hard because it was stuff going on in the apartments. The apartment people were just ridiculous or whatever. And then the fact that I had to move back and actually live with somebody, I had to humble myself again because I was used to having my own, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those moments where I really had to talk to God every day because I was so depressed. And then that's when the Oaklandish thing happened. I was living in North Memphis when it happened.
And boom. And he answered.
And then that happened. I'm like, wow.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, God. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
All right, so you gotta give God the glory. So let
Right.
me ask you, being a female, right, and you pretty much been moving around since you was 15, traveling and doing different things, right? There's a lot of dangers
Yeah.
out here in the world. You
Yeah.
survived a lot, yo. In those low moments where it's like, okay, boom, you feel like I don't got nowhere to go, or things ain't happening, or whatever the case may be. How did you not lose your mind? How did you not get caught up in certain situations? How did you not do certain things? And everybody has their own walk, but in them lowest moments, how did you hold it together?
Like I said, I do a lot of meditation. So just praying, that meditation helps. Writing. I went a long time without writing. Um, I think I stopped writing for like 2 years, and it was probably longer than that because I was in a place in my life for those years that I didn't write, and I just held in so much, and then it was just like stuff just kept happening, and I felt like I was at my lowest point when I moved back here. I felt like it probably wasn't my lowest point because I've had way worse. Like I've lived out my car before, and I didn't have to, but it was the fact of trying to be with somebody that I didn't really need to be with, and I couldn't take her to my mom's house, so you know what I'm saying.
Riding with her.
Yeah, so I rode with her or whatever, and then she went to jail, and I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're put into certain situations that you have to overcome, and you have to figure out what's your next move. Because I ended up, after I dated her and she went to jail, I ended up getting with this person who was really, really bad for me, and he was just terrible, and that's when I left Memphis too. Around the time that I left Memphis, after dealing with him, it was just too much. Like it was really too much. And then when I moved to Oklahoma, I began to figure out who I truly was. Like I wasn't around as many people. I started doing different stuff, and then when I got to the group home, I actually opened up to somebody. And I dealt with him for about 6 months or longer, and he actually took the time to actually peel back the layers that I had put up for so long, and I truly opened up to him, and I started to really find that LOVE, but it wasn't until when I realized that we wouldn't go further than what we did, I was heartbroken because I was like, dang, like I done opened up to this man. He knows all my life, and now he can just. I used to just melt when he came around. Like my heart would be so fast, like and then it's like I can't even be with him because he don't want a relationship.
Wow.
So, you have those humbling moments where you just sometimes you really don't know what to do, and sometimes I have this really bad thing about I wouldn't talk to people. I would just isolate myself. Like I still do that now, but which is really, it can be a good thing and a bad thing because I say to myself a lot, but at the same time, I tend to not reach out to my friends that I know that I have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm so I don't like asking for help.
When you do it on your own.
To me, I'm very stubborn asking for help, and then being raised by my grandma, and she then asked for help when you know what I'm saying, just reliving her life. You know what I'm saying? So help wasn't one of those things I asked for. If I couldn't do it, shit, I was gonna figure it out.
Right. And that's
so it was just is what it just was. It was like it is what it is. That's
okay. So I hear a lot of times when people they go through things, they call it like survival mode.
Yeah.
Do you
I
think
definitely went through that for a little minute. Definitely.
right? So okay, so now let me ask yo, and I just be asking because I want when people watching, they may be thinking that or they may be going through that. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't need the personal details of the names and stuff like that. But let me ask, okay, so like with dating, being a model, it may be harder. So like coming from a dance background, does that affect your dating as well? Do people
It did. Yeah, it did because um, they would feel like, um, well, it did, and then on a certain level, it didn't
right,
because at the time I was dating this girl, and she knew what I did, and it didn't bother her because we was living good.
right,
Like we ain't had nothing to worry about. But when I wanted to get out of it, it was like, what am I gonna do now?
right. For her or for you?
Me.
Wow.
So, cause like I said, I always been by myself. I always lived by myself, stuff like that. Like once I got it on my own, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, be independent.
Right.
So when you hit them points where you just don't know what to do, what else can
Right.
you do besides pray?
Nah, that's all you can do. So let me ask you, if the shoe was on the other foot, right? You
Mm.
meet a guy, you find out he's a dancer. Does he get cut on the list, or you gonna work with him?
I wouldn't date a dancer, a guy dancer. I wouldn't. That nah, I wouldn't. It's just too much with it, honestly. And it could be different for guys. It could
right.
be, but me personally, I wouldn't date a dancer.
Nah, you wouldn't. Okay, so what if he was Mr. Popular? He got the new single blowing out. He's a new rapper. All the girls love him.
I
He's
don't
your
care.
man.
I don't care about that because at the end of the day, if you know where home is and you ain't out here fooling around doing all that, you could be popular because I'm popular myself. But if I'm loyal, I'm gonna be loyal.
Okay, that's real right there. So loyal. So okay, you're a model. You're your man or your girl. They're liking other pics. What's up with that?
Wait, I don't give a damn about that.
They loving them. They
I don't care.
it's just this Instagram.
That's
It's
it.
just
That's
social media.
part of Instagram. Either you gonna like or not like the picture. That's the point
Right.
of Instagram.
Right.
It
So
just because it's a love, a heart, they make it too. I feel like people take that too serious. Like you don't have to take that serious.
right.
Come on now. I get all these likes, loves all the time, and it's like it it's there. Like I don't be like, hey, come like my picture, come love my picture. I don't do that, and I'm pretty sure the
Wow.
people that's getting that same love is not doing the same thing. So
Right.
I think
So is it
people take that too serious.
I do agree. It's a lot of people that they don't, you know what I'm saying, is they don't understand it. They're not in the industry, they're not in the branding. Why do you have to be on the social media?
It's crazy. Like it's really.
Have you ever had somebody like that? They're jealous of your social media? Why do you
Uh,
have to be on social media all the time?
uh, not jealous, but I did go through this phase where I was always on Instagram.
Right.
I went through that phase where I was always on Instagram, like posting, like when it first came out and stuff like that. And then after a while, it's like it's just Instagram.
Right.
People just want to be nosy, so
People
I
just-
show them what I want them to see.
That's the thing, separating the two right there. And it's working out. You're doing it well. So what can people expect in the future coming up from you?
Oh my God, my battery is going low. Let me get my charger. What to expect in my near future?
Yeah.
I would definitely would say you can expect a photo shoot coming soon.
Right.
I'm definitely planning that. I haven't done one since earlier this year, but I'm ready.
Wow. So
I'm
what
out.
kind of theme? What kind of theme you looking for the shoot?
I got a lot of things in my head, but I really want to do like a silhouette photo shoot and another shoot. I wanted to recreate albums.
Right.
Album cover. So I on Pinterest I have a board that's just filled with album covers that I want to recreate. So that's
Right.
what I do.
Okay. So let me ask you. So what are some models that you admire besides Tyra Banks? Are there any other models that you admire?
One thing about me, I'm not big on celebrities
At all.
Mm-mm. They're just regular people. Right. You know how some people are like fantasized or overly oh what's the word? They're just big fans or whatever.
Right.
I'm not like that. I think if I was to meet a famous person, it would be a very humbling situation for me.
Right.
I don't think I would be like, oh my God, I met. No, that's not gonna be me.
Right.
If anything, the person that I truly want to meet is Janae. I would love to smoke some weed with her.
Right.
We can go up. Her, wow.
SZA,
them, yeah, because that's my vibe. Like,
right.
Chill, lay back. I'll do some shrooms with you. Come on.
Wow. So you gonna take that trip. You're gonna take that ride. You gonna go on the magical carpet ride.
I ain't even gonna lie. I love shrooms. Like, wow. I drink shroom tea a lot.
Wait, so all right, shroom
I
tea.
mean, I'm drinking it right now, but
what is the deal with shroom tea? What's up with shroom tea?
I make my own shroom tea. You know, you just put the shrooms in it, let it sift in there, just like tea. Let it sift and
wow.
Get the effects. And really, it really doesn't do what people think it does. I think when people have bad trips on shrooms, they're just in a bad area in their life, and it projects out of you. Wow. That's what happens, and I think that's why people be like, I don't try psychedelics like that. Right. I love psychedelics.
Okay, so it's a different. All right, you got psychedelics, then you got aphrodisiacs, two different things.
Yeah.
Wow. So the psychedelics are like the stuff they be talking about. I seen the Smurf, or my shadow my shadow was chasing me. What? Things like that. Is that? Walk me through it. I never had a shroom, so walk me through. Yo.
I can tell you my first experience on shrooms because I'm a little bit more experienced with them, so it doesn't really. I don't have the effects that other people. I have to take higher doses.
Right. Wow.
I can't do really micro doses anymore. I wouldn't really feel it.
Right.
But my first experience of shrooms, I ate them, and that first experience, it makes you cry. It made me cry. But it wasn't like a sad cry. It was a happy cry.
Wow, like crying, laughing, like.
Yeah, no, it was just. I can explain it, but it's probably gonna sound weird. But actually, at this time that I did the shrooms, I was dating this basketball player,
right?
And we were just in a good spot. I was really happy. I was in this. I was in a maximum cover. What was it? Competition. I was trying to be on Maximum's cover.
Right.
So I was in a good spot in my life. I was happy as hell. So, I ended up doing them, and I was with my friend, and we were just chilling. So, the vibe was good. I was having a good trip.
Right.
I didn't have anything wrong. And the crying came from me being so happy. I was expressing my feelings, and
right.
That's where the crying came from.
Right.
So after that, I didn't cry on them.
No more. That was it. It was one time deal. You was one and done. Like that's all the crying y'all gonna get. So you really that tough. You ain't gonna show your emotions.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, cause I recently did. We had a night where I let the girls came over, my friends. They came over, and I was like, "Y'all want some shroom tea?" Wow. And so we all sipping on the shroom tea and stuff, and I'm like, "Okay, y'all gotta try one. Just eat one." But me personally, I ate way more than one.
Right.
And I wanted to because I hadn't cried. So wow. That's the only thing to make me really just release those emotions. And I cried the whole night. So when I'm on shrooms, I have to limit myself because if I eat too many, I'm gonna cry.
Wow. So if you're not on shrooms, you just get mad? Do you get angry? What do you do when these emotions come? Like what do you do?
I suppress my emotions.
So it's like, I'm not even about to deal with it.
I swallow that shit.
So let me ask you, are you an exploder?
Yeah. if it's if it's if it's if I'm letting if I let it build up to the point where I just can't hold it in no more, I
Right.
feel sorry for the person that's about to experience this emotion.
All right, so let's paint a picture. Are we talking Angela Bassett and Waiting to Exhale angry? Are we talking Monique and Precious angry? Are we talking Ike and Tina? What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, you
We
get a
talking
little bit of both.
Bassett angry. We talking Angela Bassett angry, especially if I'm in a relationship. And I actually blew up on one of my spouses before. This girl I was dating in college, and I just got tired of her shit, and it was just a lot. And I had found out that she was cheating again, and I just had enough, and I threw all her shit out.
So, all right, you dated men, you date women, you do both. So let me ask you.
I'm not bisexual.
No.
Oh.
No. That would be a double dipper. Nah. But let me ask you. So you said she cheated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big conception, and I want you to set the record straight because I know what the men think and I know what the women say.
Mm-hmm.
And you can plead the fifth so you don't have all the women mad at you for saying it on the proof. But it's a thing. They say men cheat more. Men say women cheat more.
I think
Lil Duval said men don't cheat. Black men especially don't cheat.
Lil Duval ain't talking about nothing. I think honestly, I think it's a fair share between each, because women, when they're devoted into something, we're really devoted. And you do have those moments where it's like, damn, that man fine, but you know what I'm saying? If you really love the person that you with, you're not gonna go cheat on him with just because that man fine. Now, men on the other hand, they can see a bad bitch, you know what I'm saying, big booty and all this stuff, and this is the big one. You'll have a beautiful woman, and then you go fuck off with somebody that's ugly as hell because she got a big booty.
Why do they do that?
I have no idea.
I've done that. Why do we do that?
That's weird. Like, y'all would date somebody that's fucking gorgeous and go cheat with the ugliest thing ever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yo,
who does that? Like, why?
All right, this is the thing that from my take, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I think men, there is more of it's in the moment thing. It's like if they're gonna cheat, it's like, right now nobody's around, I'm not gonna get caught. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Women, on the other hand, is a connection.
We plan it.
Right. So it's like, being that it's to happen on both sides, do they hurt equally the same, knowing that with him, it was just, hey, she walked by and she said, drop your pants. I dropped my pants. Knowing on the other side, she planned it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna put it from my perspective.
Right.
Me personally, if I'm gonna cheat, it's definitely gonna probably be intentional.
Wow.
But if I cheat on you, then it's something that ain't working between us. That it made me go out and venture out and do this.
Right. So why don't people stop right there and they say, yo, look, this ain't working? Because
we don't know how to communicate like that. We weren't taught to communicate like that. That's where this is where couples go wrong, because they don't go through therapy. Then you don't have the spirit of God in your relationship. And I'm just not learning this, but you have to have God in your relationship regardless. Right. Because if you do have those moments where you feel like infidelity it might just be the thing for you. You ain't got God in your relationship. You didn't start off with God in your relationship. Right. So it's not gonna last.
Wow. So God being the foundation, the 3-strand cord,
period,
is going to keep you through. So, all right, okay. They say money brings happiness. Then you have some people that started out. I can speak from my parents' experience. Mm-hmm. They was married 43 years when my dad died. Mm-hmm. Right? They said they met. This was back in the day. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
The story I got, he was making about $53, $60 a week. Hmm. They first date, they went for a hot dog and coffee. 43 years later, In 2021, does that work? Go for a hot dog and a coffee.
What?
I'm asking. So he says, yo, let's go get a hot dog and a coffee. What you gonna say?
First off, I don't eat hot dogs, so I'm definitely gonna say no. No to the hot dog. I love coffee, so
Right.
I wouldn't just say no to the coffee.
So
But you're gonna have to come step it up with the food because I like to eat. So you finna take me somewhere expensive or
right.
we're not going.
Okay, so all right, so that's the kind of thing I'm asking. So like, all right, they did it. They made it 43 years. They did.
But you know that era was different.
It was different.
These my
Let's talk about the difference because there's a lot of single people out here. A lot of people they stuck in the past. So if I've been locked up, I come home as a new day now.
Yeah, the dating,
yo, put them up to speed. What's going on? Get them right.
The dating scene now is really about what you got.
What you got?
I feel like a lot of dating happens out of what you have. It's not as intimate and personal as it used to be. And then when you do get into a relationship, you got to be this idol couple that everybody want to be, that everybody wants to strive for. Like, you know, you have these couples that have been together for years, and you on the outside looking in, but you don't know what their problems is.
You don't know their problems, right?
You don't know half the things they go through. All you see is what they want you to see. Right. And then when you see that these folks that broke up, and it's like, oh my God, these were the people. You know what I'm saying? This was the power couple or whatever, baby.
Right. It was something. It was something. Do you watch you keep up with what's going on the trends and stuff like that on social media? You don't fool with it.
When I see it, I see it.
Okay, so let me ask you. It was a big controversy a couple weeks ago. Guy, he was giving advice. I don't know his name. He was an advice giver with relationships.
Oh, that dude. Oh,
that guy. Okay. We don't want to say his name.
I don't even know his name, but
what's up with that? You giving advice. You saying, ladies, you messing up a lot of relationships. Then you go out bad. What's the deal with that?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't speak from their perspective because I'm not there. Right. I feel like things happen. People go through things in that marriage, and it's more broadcast because they're supposed to be. They have to hold a certain standard to their relationship, to their marriage, and then the fact that he's a man of God and all this stuff. People fuck up. We're normal. We're not perfect. We're not God. Right. So, of course, you know, you don't know what they've been through in their marriage. He probably hasn't been always faithful, or he could have been. You know what I'm saying? Right. You just never know with somebody else because you on the outside looking in. You don't know what they're outside
looking in. Yo, so that's real right now. So 2021, we're talking about growing up. We're doing growth. We're talking relationships. A lot of stuff out the window. They said the old way don't work no more.
Right.
Everything has changed. Everything is microwave now. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, okay, what was going on in your life to make you say, yeah, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm about to go higher in my spirituality. I'm about to go get my peace together. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to work on me. They said self-love is the best love.
It is.
You're doing it. I see you every morning. You're getting up. You got your videos. You're in your zone. Yo, what brought you to that point, and how has that journey been?
What brought me to the point? I think I started my journey when I was in Oklahoma, and I don't think I realized that I started the journey.
Right.
And I think I became stronger within this journey once I moved back here and started going through things and having to deal with things differently. I think when I started my journey, and I think it has gotten stronger since I locked my hair, because I'm on this journey with my hair too. So it's a moment when you just be like you said, you just become tired.
Right.
And for me personally, I feel like I'm tired of the same old shit. Like literally, I can talk to anybody. Yeah, I can fuck anybody, but what I truly seek is companionship. I don't want to just keep dealing with somebody and we just having sex.
Right.
That shit
Right.
dead to me. Like
Right.
it's really dead to me because at the end of the day, when you're done with that person, you just done with that person. They go home, you're satisfied for that moment.
Right.
I want
Right.
something to last.
Right.
So when I'm trying to when I want to date somebody, like I need that spiritual connection with you. I need for you to fuck my mind before you want to fuck my body, because I can
Right.
get that from anybody.
Right. So it's that deeper connection.
Yeah,
Now
I
we
want a deeper connection.
all right. So now we're doing yoga.
Oh,
Yoga
I've
does
done
your body
yoga since
good.
high
You
school.
always been doing yoga?
Yeah, I've done yoga since high school. It's just that I took a long break from it, and then I began to do it again when I was in Oklahoma. I don't know, something just clicked in me one day, and I went and bought a yoga mat, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do my yoga. And
Wow.
then this year I started doing it live.
Start doing the live. I start saying it with the live. So let me ask you, yo, is that like a workout for you? Is it mental or like? Because I'm from the outside looking in, and your journey, is it like a cleansing? Is it like a mental, like for people
It's
that may
it,
not understand it?
it's definitely a mental cleansing, definitely. And it's not. I don't do it for a workout.
Right.
I'm not. I don't work out. It's not my thing. I don't go to the gym. I'm not that person. I don't
Right.
give a damn about working out. It's more yoga strengthens your mind.
Wow.
It mentally, it really strengthens your mind mentally. Yeah, your body gets you. Your body builds a nice shape and stuff, but it's really all a mind thing
Right.
because you get into these poses that you didn't think that you could ever do.
Right.
So you condition your mind to go further than what you think your body can do. So it's like if you can condition your mind to do this, what else can you condition in your life to push you further? Me
That's
personally,
that's deep right there. Now, that's deep right there. So now you're doing that, and it's you've been doing, like you said, you came back to it. So I
right.
hear you mentioning God a lot now. You're saying you want somebody grounded in God. How important is spirituality with everything that's going on right now? And then the way that the world is, do you think God is trying to tell us something? Or what's going on? What's your take on everything?
Yeah, I definitely think God's trying to tell us something. Honestly, I feel like the pandemic, even though so many people have died from it and still are dying from it, I think this should be a wake up call for the world, period.
Right,
Because the world is so toxic. And then with this pandemic, when it hit and the whole world went stop, I think a lot of people had to reevaluate their life, their situations that they were in. Like a lot of people lost their houses, a lot of people lost what they cherished the most, and it's
right,
like they're crying about it or whatever. And it's like, well, when you think about it, did you thank God every day for that? Have you have you opened up your have you opened up your book? Did you read your Bible verses? Like,
right.
did you get your scriptures in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Have today I watched this sermon for I watched it right before I took a nap before this. And
Wow.
the sermon was charged up by Michael Todd. And he was talking about being plugged in.
Right,
God is the source of all things, of course. And a lot of people they do the scriptures, they do the daily scripture and all this stuff, and he was like, well, you're the cord, but you're not plugged in no more.
no, fuck that no more. Oh,
What you doing? You
right,
know your scriptures, you know what I'm saying? You do all this, you do all this, but you still not putting God first. You're not plugged in. You a Christian, but you ain't plugged all the way in.
you're not plugged in. Wow.
So, it's just like, some people had to buckle down and get some stronger faith. I think this was a humbling moment for everybody to
Right,
realize like life is short, and you just really need to focus on God and put Him first.
right. That's a fact right there. So, how would you define yourself if somebody was to ask, so who is Just India? Let me get the model representation of you, and then I want to know when the camera's off. This is I want my marshmallows. I want my headset. Give me a book to read. Break it down. Who are you off the camera, and then who are you, the image wise?
Honestly, at first, before I became Just India, I was a complicated kid.
Wow, so it's complicated.
Yeah, I'm still complicated, but I don't go by complicated kid anymore.
Right.
And um which is actually my my line name, complicated kid. But
wow.
I feel like Just India is just me being who I am as a person, just really just being myself. I don't have to I don't try and be somebody on the screen and then flip the script when I'm not on screen. I'm really the same person on and off the screen.
Right.
I'm the giggly, goofy person on and off screen. Like I just try to be myself. I don't try and be no other person. Like I tried to do that. I tried to be the person that my family wanted me to be. I tried to be the person that my mama wanted me to be. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I had this feeling inside me like if I ever felt stuck, I would shut down or run away. So I hate feeling stuck. So I just have to be who I am as a person, just myself, and realize like you can't please other people.
Right.
You just be yourself. Like I have a friend now, like she's going through some things with her family where they don't accept her for the person that she is, and she's trying to battle with being that model, that role model that they want her to be, but she got a whole nother life that they don't accept.
Right.
And it's like I don't try to push too much on her because she's fragile. So, right. But I want her to be stronger than what she is. Like I know she has it in her, but I just want it to be. I just want her to be stronger than what her family telling her.
Right.
That she's not.
Right. That makes sense right there. So, oh yes, they said talk that talk. That's your best friend right there. Salute, yo. Salute to the best friend. All right, yo. So, all right, we're talking about not changing for being. You want your freedom. You don't want nobody trying to control you to turn you into something you're not. A lot of people, they're wearing the mask. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they can't be themselves. A lot of people, it's like, everything is too sensitive. Everybody, what advice would you give to people that's dealing with identity? They're dealing with mental things. They're dealing with depression. They're dealing with anxiety. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to men, and what advice would you give to the women?
The number one thing that I would say is to pray.
Pray.
Put God first, because without Him, you can't do nothing. You won't make it through this journey. You might make it a little bit, but you're gonna break down somewhere. You're gonna fall to your knees, and when you fall to your knees, you better start praying.
Right.
Because you can get advice from your friends, but the advice that you truly need comes from that one source. From that one source.
Wow.
That's truly that true advice that you need. Listen to God, meditate. I posted it today on Instagram. Right. Because of the sermon that I watched earlier, and it said, I wrote it down.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, yo. I'm listening. I'm all ears right now, yo. You breaking it down.
Basically, the components to be in charge, you got to have faith, which activates the word of God. Revelation, it activates faith, and meditation activates revelation. So, I mean, Michael Todd said the best: when you're reading the Bible, you're not just getting information. You're getting the power to do the information.
You're getting the power to do the information.
So if you don't have the information, if you don't have the knowledge that you seek, open your Bible. It's there, literally. Right. Read it. They have all these different versions. Read it. I got the easy read version. I have the New American, some version. I have a whole lot of different versions that I read because sometimes you don't get the New King version. You don't. Sometimes the writing is too complex for your mind, and it's like, why is they talking like this? So you got to break it down to me.
Right.
To really understand what God meant, what Jesus meant, what was being said, what was truly happening in that moment, and you have to take grasp of it. It's some applying to.
No, you good. You good. Yeah, you good. Yeah.
I'm like, what is this plan? But yeah, that's my advice. You really have to stay prayed up. Like, no matter what, when you going through your hardest, that's when you need to pray. Right. You don't need to be trying to go on social media and air everything out on. I hate when people do that.
You're not an air router?
Hell no.
You don't put people on blast?
No, I used to do that.
Right. That's toxic, but now you're healed. You don't do that no more. Right.
No, because it's not worth it for what? You putting all that energy into negative. You putting all your positive into something negative.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, you still in the same spot. You still mad and you can put all this energy into it. That person don't even give a damn.
And most people that you think with you, they're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you.
With you, right.
That's the difference. And then some people even what about these people? They put all their business out there. Somebody try to give them some advice. You stay out of my damn business.
Mad. Right. You put your business on the whole world know your business.
Right.
How you gonna tell somebody stay out your business? The whole world know your business.
The whole world know your business. So what about dating and putting your partner on social media too early?
I don't do that.
Too early?
I tried. I did that before, and what happened? I think that's how it happened. Yeah, this guy I was dating. I ended up posting a video that I did, a TikTok or something, and I guess the girl that he had been in a relationship with, man, she saw it, and I guess she just put things together.
Wow. So let me ask you, being a public figure, and a lot of people, they find you attractive. Mm-hmm. What do the females? Are they intimidated? They like stay away? They giving you the stink look? What they doing? Are they like, I like what you're doing? How do women? How they receptive to that being a public figure?
It depends on the woman, because if you a real woman, you gonna give another woman her props. You know what I'm saying? Right. Don't grab at me. You gonna it's my dog. I think she won't go outside, but you get that. It depends on the woman, because a real woman, she gonna give another woman her praise if it's something, you know what I'm saying, that she like. But then you got little girls. Little girls. So it's growing up. You just gotta grow up sometimes. You just gotta grow up. And you gotta know the difference between a woman and a little girl.
Wow. Yeah, you're dropping it deep, yeah. You're dropping it deep, yeah. You done been through some things, but you got wisdom. It's not that you've been through some things like a million miles. You're wiser than your age. Mm-hmm. And then you seen some stuff, you experienced stuff. So it's a difference from talking what you heard, you've been through. Right. The thing about you went through, you don't look like what you've been through.
Oh, yeah. No, oh, no, baby. Wow. If I really got into detail about what I went through, yeah, you'd be like, well, you did great. Like, you wouldn't even expect it because of how I look. But looks can be deceiving.
Right. So
that's what you got to remember.
So it's they say that. So, okay, is it the beauty, the gift and the curse with the beauty? Or do people think fine and beautiful, you get a pass, you can do what you want?
Both.
People really like, all right, if you wasn't that fine, I would be done with you. I'm going to give you a pass because you look good.
Yeah, seriously. So serious. Like, it can be both. Like, one thing that I struggled with, honestly, was, I've got used to it now, but I would, just hearing the same thing over, and it gets tiring. It gets annoying, honestly. Like, and it's literally the same thing put in different ways sometimes, but it's literally the same thing. And you hear it so much. I hear this every single day about how beautiful I am, how gorgeous, or it's the same shit. Right. And it's like, come with something different. I'm sick of this. Like that's why I want to find somebody that don't just see this. They see this.
Wow. Now you're getting deep. Now you're getting deep. See my beauty, not with your eyes, with your soul.
Right?
I ain't gonna go there because I'm telling you, they ain't ready for that. But listen, you're doing your thing, Much success to you. So, all right, you're writing your story out, and I mean living. You're still living. You're writing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it heading? And what are the bullet points? Like, these are the things I want to be remembered for. These are the things I want to accomplish. This is how I want to end my legacy. What are some of the things on your list?
To be honest, I really would love to do a book. Because I have experienced so many things, and I used to write, and I actually still have an active blog page, but I haven't written on it in years.
Right.
But I have so much work that is just sitting dormant that I need to publish, and that is definitely one of those things that I want to do, and I want to be more active. In the community as a whole, and not just in Memphis but everywhere. I want to be known for not just my looks, but because of the person that I am inside, and I just want to be able to inspire others to live their truth, to accept who they are, and not hide the person that they are, not mask yourself up, because you can't live your life for others. You have to live your life for yourself. I had to learn it myself. You cannot live for others.
You gotta live
just be yourself. I really want to be that person to just put a book out and someone read my book and taking everything that I've experienced and relate to them, and have them come tell me how I inspired them to do a business, or inspired them to do yoga. Like, I love when people tell me, "Oh my God, I watch your yoga. You got me to the point where I want to do yoga every day." I love hearing that. Like,
wow.
When people, it be so random. I don't even expect it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm expecting this to happen. I'm not.
Right.
I'm just going with the flow.
Right. And the thing that I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I'm from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I get it. What you're saying, like, being beautiful. You get tired of people just looking subsurface. You so much more than that. But then when I have a conversation with you, you have a heart for people. Yeah. It's like, even down to the kids, the prison and stuff like that. So you give a lot of yourself. Then it's like, now you saying with the book and sharing your story and stuff like that. Do you see ministry in your future?
I'm sorry, it messed up because
I said, do you see ministry in your future?
Oh, no, I don't see ministry.
No ministry yet?
God take me to that place where, you know what I'm saying, where I need to be minister, I'm going to do it.
Right.
If I'm led down that path, I'm going to do it, because I do have those experiences.
Right.
I can tell you what you shouldn't do, or you shouldn't take that route. And if you do take that route, you're gonna find out for yourself. Because I'm one of those people where I'm hard-headed, and I have to see things for myself. And I learned that that's not always the best solution.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to listen to that person that's actually been through that experience, so you won't have to go through that experience. You won't have to feel that pain. Sometimes you just need to listen to the person that's telling you, hey, you really shouldn't do that. That eye is hot. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Yeah. So you the type, you got to get burnt.
Yeah.
Even now today?
No.
Okay. You got to say you came out of it.
No. Yeah.
Right, I was about to say, ain't no way you still gonna touch it. Not you.
I ain't gonna touch that, baby.
Right.
I did that before when I was a little girl. I actually touched a hot eye.
Right.
And I swallowed a penny. My mama told me, stop playing with this. Don't play with it. And I did it. I was one of them kids where I almost.
Wow. So were you the only child, or you had a big family, small family?
We got a pretty big family, but I didn't grow up with my siblings.
Okay.
I grew up with my cousins.
Okay. So, wow. So did that kind of give you like that confidence, that independent? Because it's like, you gonna do it. You gonna do it either way. Did that kind of make you like have to step it up? Or
I think just being raised by my grandma, made me. I feel like because she sheltered me so much, but I understand why she sheltered me now. And I truly appreciate that she did shelter me because I could have been exposed to so much more.
Right.
So much more. And,
Right.
and I don't mean good things.
No, I definitely understand. Right. I definitely
So
understand.
I truly appreciate having her in my life. And she is my biggest devotion in life other than God.
Wow. So she kind of laid the foundation.
Yeah.
It was a song. I can't think. I had a praying grandmother. Was the song? It's a gospel song. You ever heard that? It's a testimony. It's called Helen Baylor
I haven't heard that.
Testimony. Yeah, you should check it out next time you meditating. She's talking. She's telling her story where she was out there. You know, she wound up. She's a singer, but she do gospel now. But it's like she started singing in clubs at like 15, young, but she's singing in nightclubs. Wound up meeting a boyfriend who winds up being a drug dealer. Next thing you know, they started doing drugs together.
Ooh.
Now he becomes her dealer. They're dating. They get married. Years later, they go through what they go through. She had a struggle with addiction, but now she turns it over to God. Gets clean. Midway through, she's saying, yo, she almost had an overdose type of situation where she winds up falling out, hit her head, boom. Yep. She's in the hospital and it won't looking good, but she was like, I had a praying grandmother. My grandmother was praying when I was out there making bad choices. She was on her knees. But she was like, no, not only did God save her, she was like that man back there playing the instruments. That's the husband that was the drug dealer. He saved him too.
Wow.
And they're still together.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So, you know, it's testimony and you have a testimony.
Yeah, I feel like I got a few testimonies.
Right.
I got a few testimonies that I could share, but you know, in all due timing.
In due time. And so it's like God allowed you to go through it. He brought you out. You know what I'm saying? He's going to take you even further. And he's going to keep taking you further.
Exactly.
So before we wrap it up, because I know you got to take the dog out and kept you for a while. Yo, so let me ask you, we're gonna end it on this one. What was 5 of your most best moments in your career?
Being published. That was one of them.
Published.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest moments. Actually, a lot of my big accomplishments happened when I was in the group home. Wow. Because I learned so much about myself through those boys. Right. And I pushed myself to better myself with the training and learning about cognitive behavior. And recently, I recently finished a course that I took on cognitive behavior. Right. So I'm constantly learning. So those moments where I accomplish things, I get certificates or finish a class or a course, those are my big accomplishments. Wow. Like, I mean, yeah, I model. I mean, it's cool and all, but I think really my accomplishments are bettering myself and learning that I can do all these things and be this person that I truly am without having to change who I truly am for somebody else. Right. So, yeah, being published, getting the certificates every time I finish the course, learning those courses. Stopping stripping, that was an accomplishment for me because that was hard. Right. That was
especially with that money, turning that money down.
Right. I kept going back and completely stopping was a big accomplishment for me because I haven't looked back since I stopped. Right. So,
that's dope. Yeah, and the thing is like, yo, like I said, I was a fan first. So it's like looking from the outside, it's like, yo, you think, yo, you just see because you see clips of a person's life. You think they have it all together, like, yo, it's just an easy road the whole way.
Yeah, it's not.
But then, when you talk to people and you really see what they've been through, and it's like, yo, I've been through some things. So it's like kind of like Don't admire the stuff I have because you don't know the price I paid.
Paid, right. You don't know
You
what I
paid,
would do to get where I am.
right. And that's the thing that I honor you and I definitely look up to you. And it's like, yo, in that sense, because it's like, all right, okay, you got the followers, you got the modeling going on, you got everything that people covet and they want. I want to be beautiful. I want to be popular. I want to be this. And yet you have that. And you still find joy in helping other people. It's like not none of that, even down to the accomplishments. People might have said, oh, well, when I first did this and I first did that, you said bettering myself when I got my certificates.
Yeah.
Accomplishing is like, yo, stop stripping. Stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not bashing the stripper because I've never been a woman to know to tell them what they need to do to get their bread. But I salute you because even in that, you draw a line. You made a defining line. Like, yo, some women that's out here doing this. You have some women that's doing that.
Yep.
So it's like, even in that, so it's like people that eyes may be closed or they looking from the outside being judgmental, never been through it. You've been through it. And you say you got the good and the bad. And you got some women using that to make a move up.
Yeah.
You got some women, and that's the same thing. It's everybody ain't trying to be better. Everybody ain't trying to be good.
Right.
But you took it as a stepping stone to go up to my next level.
Right.
And that's a big salute, yo. So it's like, you know, even that misconception that women, if they dance, they die. I don't believe that. I don't believe every woman is bad. I don't believe every woman she's sleeping with men for money and none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. That's a stereotype that they put. I think that is some women that's really doing what they got to do. No different than somebody that may be doing some illegal stuff to better himself. It's all the same thing. If their end goal is to get out of it. Exactly. So I say that to say, yo, I honor you because you're making moves. Keep letting God develop you. Keep growing because it's like not only anybody that watches this podcast, first of all, they're going to be like, wow, like she's not just a pretty face. It's more as you have substance with you more than your looks. Even though you're blessed, beautiful. Don't get it wrong. You're blessed, beautiful inside too. So it's like if you may be a quarter piece, if they say you're a quarter piece, you're that beautiful. You're that much of a good person as well, if not more. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't even be doing this podcast.
Exactly. Like it.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I really appreciate it. And I know that yo, this is your time. Your time is valuable. And it ain't my qualifications that made you say, yo, yeah, I do your podcast. So I thank you for that. And I ask that, you know, keep going forward. And I pray that God blesses you with all the desires of your heart. And you keep evolving. And yo, it's much love. If you got any last words for the people out there that watched or, you know, a message to them, then after that, we'll just sign off, yo. And I appreciate you again for your time. Thank you, for real.
I just want to say thank you to you because this is my first interview, like podcast or anything like that. So this is definitely a blessing in some form, fashion, or way. And I'm pretty sure it's a blessing for the both of us because it's probably going to blow up more than what we think it is.
Right.
And I think that this was a great opportunity for me. And I truly, truly am grateful for that.
Wow.
Thanks everybody for tuning in who watched. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram. No, just kidding.
Matter of fact, I got it right here. So for them to get it, hold on before we go out. I got it right here so they can grab it. Boom, right there.
Look, yeah, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, most definitely, yo. And I appreciate you again. You have a good day. And thank you one more last time. Yo, much love, all right? This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast. I'm the host, Scion919. This is our very special guest, Just.India. Be sure to follow her on all social media platforms. And we thank you. We out of here.
Thank you.